And it's primals, raid tiers, and then raid and encounters.
Incredible.
So some of these might be dupes, but we're working with what we got, and I'm gonna start with the easiest one first because this is the only nice one I was able to find. It has
names.
It has names. It has the name of the encounter and the name of the song that goes with it. It's probably just gonna be easiest to go in order, I guess.
Yeah.
Which we start with Shiva.
Be S tier.
Yeah, Oblivion's S tier.
So we'll go.
Like any version of Oblivion is S tier. Sorry.
Hello, Rain.
I missed this.
Oh, I just realized that I'm a big dumb idiot and forgot to change this back because this wasn't the problem. There we go.
I guess for people who aren't that far into 14, there's probably going to be some spoilers, and we apologize for that. But also, just listen to these bops you get to look forward to.
Absolutely. Honestly, even Footsteps in the Snow fucking slaps, dude.
Yeah. I have a feeling we're gonna have a hard time picking out Fs.
Right. I think we have to be pretty generous with what we give S tier, I feel like. Like, because otherwise it's gonna be a very compact S tier.
You mean we have to be very selective with what we give S tier because otherwise we're gonna throw 90% of things in there?
Right. And just to double check that I put my settings correctly, the music isn't duping on stream, correct? I want to make sure that it's muted output, so it's all going through one unit.
Shiva, step on me. Speaking of, I've seen the Fall Phase 16 artist Sheila, and I love her.
I'm still hard simping for 16 Garuda.
Of course you are.
She can destroy me any day. So, alright. Like... Man, this is... God.
I would say
Footsteps in the Snow A.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, because it's good, but it's not like...
Good. It sets the tone really well, but it's not like one of those bangers.
Yeah, no, put Oblivion in S tier, or skipping right over that one. Just put Oblivion in S tier, we're done.
Like... I want to be fair with this, so I'm trying to think, is there any way to...
You're gonna put a cap on the number of things
Are we just
put in S tier?
Are we just gonna say that B is Soken's traditional, just like you can be like, yeah, that's Soken.
Average, yeah. B is average, just light right there in the middle.
And then C is Soken had a bad day kind of thing, like he had a cough one day.
Yeah. And then D will be the I want to rip my ears off when I hear this track.
Good king, mother, good king, mother. No, I'm kidding. Don't.
And then I obviously we'll be sampling all the tracks by default, regardless if we know that they're bangers or not.
I was about to say, make sure it's the actual Shiva theme and not the Never Let You Go one.
No, because that's Eden, right?
No, Never Let You Go is just the acoustic version.
Yeah.
It's very sad. It's a
Return to Oblivion, the Eden verse one.
I think it's Endwalker's trailer that has the Crystal Tower shot with the bit of Eternal Winds playing. Did we ever get a full release of that version of Eternal Winds?
No.
No.
I know a lot of people were asking for it. there's actually a male version of this. Someone did a male lullaby cover of this, and it was just ugh. I remember finding it on Tumblr way back when, and it was just so good. But can't argue. Oblivion is a fucking.
Oblivion
You
is
can't.
S tier.
You can't not listen to this song and not fucking go hard.
Yeah.
Off your
And
head,
then
just
when you actually listen to the lyrics too, it's like.
Oh, if I go
Holy
ham on the
shit.
lyrics, it's extremely not Beelzemon, but Baelmon vibes for me. Oh, I wish I could animate, dude. I wish I had the drawing talent to be able to do animations. God,
don't look at me, not it.
I would thrive on that shit. All right. Big ol' Odin.
Eden. See,
This is a very, I think like a base ground kind of vibe.
like, it sets up the terror that is Odin when, like, you know, when you're like, oh shit, I ran into him in freaking, what do you call it, the woods, and it's like, oh.
I mean, because they used this music for the trial as well, but it's basically just special fate music. So
It's the epitome of why is there boss music playing?
Yeah.
boss music playing.
Literally.
Hello.
Why is the boss music playing in a level 10 area? Hello.
That's literally what it is. Yeah. I would say this is like our first B.
Yeah.
Because it has the tension, but it's not like memorable.
Like it's definitely an earlier piece. It's definitely an earlier piece.
Yeah, I mean it's a fate boss, which fate bosses are pretty much B and C level bosses.
I'll say
in
C
general.
because if you played this and asked me which Final Fantasy this was from, I wouldn't be able to immediately be like, this is Soken's work.
It also sounds like it's from Final Fantasy 12 too. So like
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think that's because it's very heavily trumpet. Is it trumpet?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. Gonna trum that pet.
There's a tuba in there, yeah.
Tuba.
It's very brassy.
Mm-hmm. Now my boy Ravana.
Oh, here we go.
My boy Ravana.
Mm-hmm. This one's gonna be
It's such a different taste compared to a lot of his work.
It feels like a waltz.
I mean, it is a waltz. That's the point of it.
Waltz on fucking blood.
Oh, man. Teeth thing popped off. Oops. Oh,
Oh no.
Teething.
the little tag that sits on the end of the string kind of fell off.
Oh, you're the T tag.
Yeah. Now I will say, with the waltz version, I would probably go B.
Mm-hmm.
I would probably go B.
Yeah, with the waltz, I would say B.
And only because
It
I
has
can-
a really short loop.
it does. It does.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's immediately recognizable as 14. But you're before the hype, right?
But also, if you've never played 14 before and you listen to it, you'd be like, "Is this from Final Fantasy 6 or something?" Because it sounds like something you listen to like freaking Kafka do a monologue over.
I mean, I could easily see this in something like
you know what?
outside a final.
Now that you say this, it does kind of sound similar to like some of the music that goes with the opera, but in minor key instead of a major key.
I can just. Now, part 2, however.
Yeah.
I was obsessed with this orchestration roll when it came out.
Good.
The vocals.
Just the vocals by itself are just so. I'm not musically inclined, so I don't know what tone this is.
Oh, this is like fucking baritone.
This seems like you see how like the bad guy has his own theme song in like children's cartoons and shit. Like this is something I feel like you listen to if you're watching like Beauty and the Beast or something.
Cause it's the same thing like when we went to the play when Daryl and I went to Hades Town. Like the Hades performer there had a very deep voice like this, and it's something about that tone.
Oh yeah, no, baritone is sexy.
And then you have the orchestra piece that's going on behind it.
It feels like a military march.
You can't not listen to this and be like, this is okay.
My favorite part though is the coming. It's coming.
I like how they time that on the video too.
Well, yeah, because when they do the fights, they choreograph the fights. They choreograph them to the music. Like they do that very intentionally. Like that's the benefit of scripted boss fights.
Right,
They
right.
can line them up with the music. And that's the tragedy of when we outgear fights so much that we just fucking mutilate the bosses before the music gets started because you can't.
Oh, you mean when we just tomahawk Titan when he's like the level 20 trial and we're helping a friend and just someone tomahawks him and
just the
Titan.
The poor kobolds in the background with the drums. I can't drum fast enough.
This is definitely I would say S. Only because
S?
That baritone just means it.
I feel like it's an easy A. I don't know about an S.
Yeah,
no,
it doesn't make me go. It doesn't make me go wild, but it's very.
If I'm not unironically jamming in my seat, that's gonna be the S tier. Is if I can't keep myself physically still listening to something.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a song that kills you because you're too focused on it.
But this is an easy A. This is an easy fucking A for me. Unbending Steel, I was obsessed when the expansion came out. Because you get introduced to him so early.
Yeah.
He has a level 52 trial, and I'm just sitting there, I'm like, oh god, if this is what that sounds like, what the fuck is the rest of the expansion gonna sound like?
Speaking of the rest of the expansion.
And then the fucking Bismarck music comes in, and you're like, this is less satisfying.
Okay, I like part 2s.
Bismarck has a very appropriate soundtrack for what you're fighting.
Yeah, it's
like it's different.
But it's like
it gives me
Alexander though.
I mean, it gives me memories of like something you would hear in Sky. Like it has that essence to it.
I don't feel that in part 1. I don't feel that with Limitless Blue.
But I think one of the things that it suffers from the same way that Ravana's part suffers from is it's a very small loop.
Mm-hmm.
But as someone who likes like a lot of like Zone of the Enders is one of my favorite games ever, and it has a very likewise essence to like the Zone of the Enders track, which is very very like orbital drum and bass kind of feel. And I think that's why I have a very like bias to it, that I do enjoy this one.
Yeah.
So like this first phase of Bismarck, like yes, it's novel, but it very quickly became just feeling like busy work.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, most of this fight feels like busy work.
I hate getting this fight in trial.
And then the way that Limitless Blue sounds and how short the loop it is makes it feel even more like busy work.
Like it drowns out quick. Like you're quick to turn it off in your head type deal.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's one that I would be like, oh, this music, but it's definitely one of the less memorable ones.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say C, because it's not awful.
Yeah.
It's a nice beat, but you kind of dissociate from it after a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'll be real with you, I can't even from the top of my head remember what tone Whoa Madness has.
It's
Right, this one.
See, I like this one a bit more. This one makes me feel more Sky.
It's very dreamy.
Who here has ever listened to music by Alpha Twins?
Never even heard of them.
Really, really older drum and bass EDM group. Because this is what this one immediately reminds me of, is it reminds me of something that the Alpha Twins could put out. And with as different as it is, I wouldn't consider it any higher than Limitless Blue.
No, absolutely not. Because it's not really one that you want to jam to, like really jam to.
I can imagine just like putting this on and dissociating for a little bit to like draw
Gives
or
me
something.
Tsunami vibes.
This is not a track that I would go specifically into my playlist or the orchestrion and go, I want to listen to this.
Yeah, I agree there.
But it's not
okay.
It's not one that you would immediately hit skip track on though either. Like if it plays, it plays.
If it plays, it plays, but it's not one that I'm going to directly go and manually play it.
Which is fair.
I would say this is solid B. Or solid C, somewhere in between.
Yeah, it's a high C, while Limitless Blue is a low C type deal.
Right, right.
Here we go!
Fucking S tier, baby! No argument about it! I'll take this one to my fucking grave!
Then take it to your fucking grave.
I will take it to my grave. Easy dub. Easy dub.
I do agree with you though, because first time coming in here, you're like,
I almost cried in this fight the first time because I was just, the music made me that fucking happy.
Yeah.
I was so goddamn excited in this fight. I'd wipe the goddamn parties on purpose.
I mean, this is a final boss of the expansion song.
God.
Gotta be good.
Considering this is the first expansion, this was actually really good. Like, considering this is the final boss of the first expansion of the game.
It's also one of the most memorable summons in the game franchise, which is Knights of the Round. Like they couldn't slack on this.
Yeah.
That would have put the rest of the expansion at risk had they slacked on this.
But we get the leitmotif from Heavensward in here and everything, so it's perfection.
Just so good. And when we get to it, when we start doing the Uwu parts and the Dragon Ultimates ones, the rendition of the one in Dragon Ultimate.
I'm gonna cry in Dragon when we do the Dragon Song one, because just freaking the implication of if we win the Dragon Song one, is we just fuck the world over.
You save Oshravant, but at what cost?
Exactly.
Now, part 2, or the extreme version, is good.
It doesn't hold the same oomph.
Yeah.
Doesn't slap as hard. Like, it's still very, very good. But I think the vocals do a lot when it comes to some of this music.
Yeah.
Especially because this guy's the fucking Pope. You kind of need those. You kind of need that chorus.
Like, I
That's
love.
what you imagine when you have a Pope.
I love how like ghostly this one becomes. Like this one sounds more desperate than the first one.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm also liking some of these names on this party list. Just saying, like Shark Rider. Can we just appreciate some of the names on these party lists?
My favorite is Rook Auto Turret.
Yeah, I loved fighting Catholicism in 14. It's great. I would say this one.
I would say this
Yeah.
part of it is the best part of it. Is this part
Yes.
of the track?
Yeah. This one, it feels more like background
Like
music.
this.
Yeah.
It has a more somber tone, a more desperate tone, which for the narrative is very, very good. But if we're talking about shit that gives you fucking moving, then this one tones it down a bit, which respectfully so.
And then it goes into the drums, and it's just like, I would think this is a solid B.
It's not a good track, but it's not a headliner.
Right.
That's valid. So
I'll just
we're
start
agreeing
there.
with B.
Especially
Yeah.
when you compare it to Heroes.
Yes, yes. I
It's a solid
agree.
B, yeah. It's like a high B, I would say. Cause it's good, but it's also still just like
Then we have the beginning part of the triad, because the triad all have the same
They
intro.
all have the
Same beginning.
yeah, it's the battle music. It's one of the battle tracks from Final Fantasy VI.
which I do like because it does add to the tension of, oh shit, you're fighting 4 rivals that's been sealed away for how many fucking years now?
Yeah.
Instead of just recently stopped it. I think the scariest one out of the Warring Triad is Sophia, though.
Oh,
Because
absolutely.
She's not inherently good or bad. She's just, if
Well,
things
she-
are out of balance,
I
I'm
mean-
going to fix it.
Yeah. I mean, like, just the story that's told in her theme song.
Yeah.
Kill your mother because her heart is out of balance because she's grieving the death of your father. Oh, but now that you've killed your mother, now your heart is out of balance. The only thing to do is to kill yourself.
Basically, yeah.
Exactly.
That's why I'm like, she's the most terrifying out of the 3. Just for that.
I really need to get better at how to like manage my audio mixer, because I don't know what's considered loud. I'm gonna keep it there because nothing's floating out of it, but I still don't want it to be like we're trying to shout over the music.
Well, Daryl always shouts, so.
So what would we give the introduction of Triad? Because me personally, this is
I'm trying
This
to
to
take
me
the nostalgia out
feels-
of it.
it feels baseline generic for Soken to me.
Well,
Mm,
Soken.
kind-
I mean,
This
other
was
than
This was a
than
new Uematsu
updating it to
piece, wasn't
sound
it?
with just other than updating the sound, he didn't really rearrange this track.
Yeah, this was a new Uematsu piece, wasn't it?
Yeah, this is a new Uematsu piece.
So, I'm scared to say anything because Daryl might shoot my head off.
I mean, for compared to like all of the stuff that we have in Final Fantasy 14 right now, this one feels very
yeah,
baseline.
no, it doesn't, yeah, exactly. It's a good track, but like when we're comparing it to other things.
Yeah. I'd say it's like high C, low B.
Yeah, this isn't even this fuck. It is I mean this is a boss track from 6, but it's not like a boss track that's unique to one specific boss. It's one of those reoccurring boss themes. So it's
right.
Yeah.
In context of the story, it does add to the tension, but just by itself, I'd say it's a C.
What do you want to go with, Daryl?
I mean, I would put it at B because I still feel like it feels stronger than the things that we've got at C right now.
Okay,
That's fair.
enough. That's fair.
So with that said, I'm gonna go ahead and run us through. I don't know. I guess because of I don't know why Ifrit is before the triad, but we're gonna go with the triad first.
Because
Yeah.
yeah.
Because poor Ifrit, he never gets his own theme.
This is an S. The number
Yeah,
of
no,
times I've died because I was fucking.
Every time I hear this one, I just kind of start bopping my head.
What is it?
I used to listen to a lot of Power Man 5000 in middle school. So this shit, I can understand why the lawsuit came up.
Wait, there was a lawsuit?
Power Man 5000 attempted to sue because it sounds a lot like one of their tracks. And Soken's rebuttal was, who are you?
Who are you? It's like in Endgame fucking you took everything from me. I don't even know who you are.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's exactly what happened.
Okay, kids, first off, don't do drugs. This seems like something you take like freaking ecstasy to in a club and just vibe to it.
The amount of times I accidentally missed the fucking throw and miss the arm command jamming out to this song.
This is why I went to range.
Say my name. Say my name. Sephiroth. And you know what? We have to appreciate the fact that Soken very intentionally was referencing the fact that one-winged angel is Sephiroth.
I would say this.
It's a very
easy
yet subtle reference to one-winged angel. It's
easy
so good.
as.
Yeah. And then you let it inside.
I would bring up the one that people thought it was a reference to, Power Man 5000, but that will absolutely get the stream DMCA'd, so I'm not doing that. I'll link it after the stream.
Alright.
Any Power Man 5000 friends?
Power Man 5000. So like, I'm genuinely curious to see like where they decided to get the lawsuit from.
Oh, I know exactly which song it is, and I will definitely send it to you. And you're gonna be like, wait a minute, this is actually kind of suspicious. Alright.
I will say, I do like Sapphire's cover of this.
Oh, Sapphire's cover of this is fucking beautiful.
It's freaking delicious.
Mm-hmm.
Also, can we just appreciate how metal it is that she was in an Iron Maiden this entire time?
Yeah.
Wife.
I'd let her squish me between those legs.
God, I really love the design they did for this, for her character design too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Like, they gave it
gorgeous.
so much more style than the original in 6. In
the
6, she's just a naked
head
lady
still.
with a
The
blue
head's still
scarf and a giant head that she stands on. In 6, the most interesting part of her design was the giant head.
Now I feel like
compared to Sephiroth's, like, I love Sophia's theme, don't get me wrong, but this feels
Don't
like
say
an
it.
A. What do you mean don't say it? Fuck you.
This
not
is
gonna
so
lie.
God damn it, Marklaw.
We stand a narrative lyric.
We do stand a narrative lyric.
Like I would go as far as to say that Sophia could easily be an S.
Yeah. You know,
It's
compared to the next one, which I really don't like, this is definitely an S.
Look, this, so Zervan is a Final Fantasy VI boss, and yet I have no memory of the music. Like, so I have no memory of the music they did for Zervan, and so that should tell you something.
Yeah.
like Sophia's is it's unique. It's narrative. Like, while I say that S are ones that you have to like, you can't keep still on your seats type of go.
I mean, so this one is like, it gets you less. It's less that you're bopping and more that you're swaying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would feel like if you just put like the instrumental version of this to somebody who's played Final Fantasy, they would immediately recognize it. Because there really isn't a lot of songs that have the same kind of like cant as this. I don't know if cant's the right word, but like it doesn't have the same like flow, I guess is the better word.
Yeah.
So if you put this to somebody who's played Final Fantasy 14 and like was just like, okay, what song is this? And you just play the instrumental, be like, oh, this is Sophia's theme.
Right. Like it's a bop on its own accord. Like it has a lot of moving pieces. Like this specific part of the track
God, I love this part of the track.
is my favorite fucking part of the track. Like it's very.
This is where you get the urgency from the fact that it's a boss music.
Mm-hmm. Hello, Nico. I would say without it being something that you have to be headbanging in your seat for, this is what I would consider also S tier on this kind of narrative.
Yeah, yeah, because this is one of those tracks that illustrates not all boss themes have to be like full-on rockers.
Mm-hmm.
Right. They could be like soft and gentle and still be dark as fuck.
What is it called?
Penultimania.
Yeah, it's called. I couldn't even tell you what it was called. No.
Because there's two versions on here. There's that and Infinity. He has three faces?
I think the phase 3 one is for Savage. Or Extreme rather, excuse me.
Oh yeah, because they didn't open Zervan with Fight to the Death.
Right.
Nah, because he was stuck in the thing.
They start it with this, and then when he gets released, they go to something else. And I think when he gets into his final phase in Savage or Extreme, god damn it, Extreme, they put it as something else. Oh, I see Thancred Alter over there on the
We'll get to him eventually.
Sorry, my bias is gonna tell me to put it S tier. Sorry, that's my bias right there.
I'll be real with you. This is the first one on the tracks that I'm just not a fan of.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I would press skip on this.
Yeah.
No, I would press skip on this too.
Like I get that it's supposed to be ethereal, but even his fight doesn't really give that kind of vibe.
Yeah.
It really, like, you can argue Sophia's in a sense is ethereal, which kind of also goes with her character and her fight. But this just kind of it feels like there's a dissonance between the music and the boss itself.
Right? Like, I think that'll be our first our first D. Like, I don't even want to call it D, like wood skip. Would skip. Would not skip. That's
or just would let it play. You should just put would let it play, and then B would be would not skip, and then A is a bob, and then S is headbang.
Would not skip. Would let play. Slaps. And then I cannot stay still. This is so goddamn good.
This is so goddamn good. You know what? Keep it.
No. And then Infinity.
Which is basically just the same
It's
thing.
just the same thing. They just changed the key.
I mean, Final Phase is in there too, so you don't even have to, like...
Is this not Infinity? This part has to be Infinity.
Yeah, so it's the same track. It's just like it would be that the second part of this track wouldn't start until you got to a certain point in the fight.
Yeah.
It's
It's
like in
after
Bahamut.
ad phase.
Right.
Yeah, it's like in Bahamut when they just loop the same part of answers over and over and over again until you get to the next stage of the fight, and then they'll start the next part of answers.
So it basically, what we hear in the first phase, and then the second phase is a different key, and then the third phase is when it gets a different song altogether.
Yeah.
No, because part 1 is the triad introduction. And then the spacey music is when you break him. And then after ad phase is when this starts. Which this part by itself, if they started with this part...
Maybe. So, like, here's my issue. Well, this isn't actually... This sounds like it would be a track in, like, the Final Fantasy 13 trilogy, which is not... That's not a negative. That's not a bad thing, per se. But when you compare this track to the other two, that they're, like, I mean, these bosses, all three go together. But when you compare this track...
It seems distant from the other two. Like, it
That's
doesn't sound like it needs to be part of the pack.
Right.
That's why I said there's, like, a dissonance between the character and the song.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't feel like it fits.
The fact that there are no lyrics to go with it, like, it just makes it feel like it's not a part of the set.
Can we appreciate the whitest name on this party list, though? Vincent Brando?
Fucking Ozzy taking in notes about the parties.
But is it whiter than Daryl Sharp?
No, because like, bro, that just sounds like something European.
So
This just seems like down south super white.
It has a heavier beat, so I would let it play. Hey, we're not there yet. Stop it. I would let it play because it's definitely an improvement, but it should have been the start of it, and then an improved version of that, in my opinion.
Yes.
No, I agree.
I would let it play, but
especially when you were fighting the demon.
And he's the last one you get introduced to too. Like his should have been a fucking banger.
The shit. Yeah.
Like honestly, I think the small track you get from the cutscene where Regula's fighting him is a higher tempo than us fighting him.
No, I agree.
R.I.P. my home dog.
Got taken from us too soon.
gonna just go and start from where we were. So, Primal Judgment. Ifrit.
I feel so bad for Ifrit because it doesn't matter.
Ifrit got gypped in the music.
He got gypped so hard until the fucking Eden fight.
I wouldn't say that this is necessarily getting gypped. Like, I think this fits him.
It fits him, but if you compare it to, like...
And so I think part of the issue here is
and
that...
he's also the first primal you're introduced to.
Exactly. Narratively, he's the first primal that we fight. So, like... in terms of difficulty and placement in the story, like, it makes sense that this would be the kind of track he gets versus...
Like
Garuda,
this is...
But...
he's the first primal you're introduced into the story. He was the last boss you fought during the beta. And it was one of those things where, hey, all of our people died to this thing. We need you to go there because you're immune. And you're like, I just got this ability. I don't know what you mean by immune.
And even in 1.0, he was the first one you're introduced to because it plays out the same way it does in 2.0. You get captured by the Eorzea, and, like, Ifrit tries to temper you, but then he realizes, oh, fuck, something else already got you. Oh, well, time to kill you now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's a major boss, but he's the first major boss. So...
like, I think his is a solid staple. Like, I would give this a B, a high B.
No, I agree.
Agreed.
Like, I wouldn't say that it's undeserved of what Ifrit stands for. I think this is... you can't go harder with something that was so early dominant.
In the story, yeah.
It also adds to the tension of, like, it be, oh shit, this is your first primal fight, and, like, you're baby.
You're like, what the fuck is happening?
And it matches his personality, too, because, like, he's a demon / hellhound. He's urgent, he's fast, he's agile. Like, the tempo doesn't slow down because he doesn't slow down.
Right. In fact, he goes faster depending on what fight you're doing.
Yeah. Like, I think it's well deserved. I don't think he got gypped at all. I think it's very valid to what he got.
Well, comparatively to, like, later themes that we get for primals, it feels like he got gypped, but, like...
but it's also compare Ifrit's personality compared to the bosses we have now that are, like, 10 times more sentient.
See, yeah, well, yeah, because that's what that's part of the thing with Ifrit's, like, the whole thing is that Ifrit is considered a lesser, weaker primal than a lot of the other ones, and that's why when he tempers people, they go literally wacko.
His whole sentience is rabid.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't have a cohesive consciousness like Titan or Garuda.
He just wants shit, like fire.
Well,
he is the embodiment of fire.
But if you also consider the relationship between the Uldalans and the Eorzea, his whole being just makes sense that, like, cause it's a one
every right to be angry, so that's where the anger comes from, and then you throw in just the nature of fire itself.
Right.
And Ifrit. Angry fire.
Angry fire puppy. Okay.
Under the weight.
Oh, there we go.
Real talk. Every time I hear the beginning of this, I think they're saying spoiler alert.
Fuck you, Ozzy! God damn it, you ruined another one for me. I fucking hate you.
Wait, what's the other one I ruined?
I've never been able to figure out how they squeeze Bow Down over Dweller.
Koji Fox and Soken just seeing how fast they can pronounce words. Literally anything that deals with the kobolds are literally, how fast can we say this line?
It's like tongue twisters. Also,
it's like,
Koji
which
Fox
one
just had a field day singing this too, so.
But it's like, which one did they... it was Titan. It was Titan that they brought Yoshi P up on the stage.
Yes, they did.
No, it was also Bayako. They had to come out in like the Bayako theme, like.
But no,
Yukata and
didn't
everything,
Koji
too.
Fox on the one that we had during COVID when they streamed it? Didn't he have Yoshi P do the rap?
I think so.
I can't remember. I think so. Yeah, we can check after we're done, because I'm curious too. I don't remember. I do remember he came on to sing a part of We're actually gonna.
But yeah, and then also like
Yeah.
And Soken wanted the lyrics to Under the Wake to include the phrase "fuck you, Titan," but
It's children are gonna be playing this game.
they said Soken no, and he's like, "Fuck you, fine."
It's like, god damn it.
Yeah, because this is the one they had during COVID.
Spoiler alert. Titan.
Well, see, like also like from Soken's perspective, "fuck you" isn't as offensive as native English speakers would consider it, because "fuck you" in Japan isn't. It's just considered this novel. Like, I mean, it's not polite to say, but it's not anywhere near as rude as.
It's not immediately gonna get you punched in the face if you say it.
I think this is where... Because nobody was expecting him to walk out there and start fucking rapping.
Yeah.
There
he is.
Get yourself a producer who can rap to his own theme songs. This is the most incredible thing ever, though.
I hate that this was during COVID and people weren't allowed to be there.
Can you imagine, like, okay, because this
The
was,
way we would've
could you
lost
imagine this
Elamine.
happening in California? And, like, everybody just jumping up and down during this, and them thinking the small earthquake's happening?
Yeah.
Spoiler alert. Titan.
But yeah, God, I can't wait for fucking July, man.
Yeah. Like, I may be wrong about this. This may just be like me creating a perception based on a stereotype, but I feel like Japanese crowds don't fucking get as out of pocket as Western audiences would too.
No, because Western audiences are very much more physical, while I don't know if it's just Japan, because I think it's the same with Korea too, as far as like when you see K-pop and stuff, is they symbolize their hype with the amount of waving the sticks, because sometimes it's glow sticks, sometimes it's fan, and like if the glow sticks or fans are down, you're not doing too hot, but if they're up in the air, you're doing good. It's kind of like the whole thing with what's it called? I guess it's just ASL, like the little jazz hands when you applause.
Yeah.
Like they've kind of come up with that like quiet supporting nature versus westernized support is definitely much more.
We scream, we jump, we throw ourselves around.
Vocal and physical, which in cases can be okay, but it wouldn't hurt us to take a thing or two from the other cultures and be like, hey, because
I agree.
Like,
I agree.
where else realistically is it common to have mosh pits? That's a westernized thing, right?
Germany.
Well, Germany is a Western country.
I'm sorry, but that's the first thing I would think of, because, like, you know, you have fucking Rammstein and shit. And it's like,
but I've seen recordings of a fucking Rammstein concert, and people still don't beat the shit out of each other there.
Okay, fair.
They do some weird shit on stage, but like the audience doesn't beat the shit out of each other.
Okay, if we're talking about purely beating the shit out of each other, I think that's just a purely American thing.
Because like you go to mosh pits in America, and people get killed at those things.
But like, you also see people being really kind to one another. If, like, I remember reading a story about there being a mosh pit at, like, some festival, and some Jagoff managed to pull some lady's shirt down, and they stopped the mosh pit to beat up on the dude.
Yeah, my mom was in here talking to me. Sorry, but yeah, no,
Like, I guess it's pending on the community, but in terms of just like where it originated.
In general, a crowd that is prone, the type of crowd that will mosh are usually also the type of crowd that will fucking pick somebody's ass up off the floor and protect them if they need
Right.
to. They like.
So
where's
moshers are the most
Or
wholesome
beat the
people.
shit out of a dude that rips some girl's shirt off.
Where
So
are we putting
okay.
spoilers?
I will put it in slaps.
Yeah, it slaps.
Because it does slap.
Easy A tier, easy A tier. I have to go pee. I don't have to really explain my one with this one.
Fallen angel.
Yeah, no. Just let this one play while you go pee.
Yep. Discuss among yourselves, but easy S tier for me.
Gee, I wonder why. see, Perry's got favoritism because she's super gay. For Garuda. I will admit though, first time seeing this, just playing during 2.0, because I didn't get to fight Garuda in 1.0. I didn't get to fight any of the primals in 1.0 actually. But this is fucking heavy. Especially when she does that scream.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna be honest, like, when this comes up in Shuffle, I usually skip it. And I don't know if it's maybe because I just fucking farmed Garuda Extreme way too much and I got really tired of hearing it.
No, I can agree with you there, other than the beginning bit with, like, the beginning of it's the best part.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, usually I'll let it get through the beginning and then I skip it.
Right. Like, sorry, Ruda, you're a bitch. She's probably my least favorite primal to fight in the very beginning, too. Only because the unpredictability of her fucking moves.
Yeah.
Alright. Like, to me, out of what we got in Realm Reborn.
Also, this is my other favorite part with the harpsichord.
Mm-hmm.
Out of the stuff that we got through Realm Reborn, including 2.0 to 2.5, she's still easily top 3. Like, this soundtrack is top 3 in my opinion.
That's because she went out of step on you.
I mean, I think it's still a really good track, but I will commend to
one that
an
I got
average.
I agree with Daryl. This is what I would skip on if I heard it come up.
Skip this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
We heard it too much. We got tired of it.
I'll bear you an ultimatum. Would not skip.
Okay.
Alright.
Okay. Would let play. Would let play.
Okay.
Would let play to.
That's fair.
Like would skip to would not play kind of in the middle because sometimes you're just in the mood to hear it.
I feel like it doesn't deserve to be down with Penultimania.
Yeah, true. I say it's a high would skip because, like I say, sometimes you're just in the mood to listen to it, and sometimes you're just not.
Yeah.
Like I think realistically, I'd say it probably gives, aside from the opening, minus the opening, gives the same vibes as Corpse Hall.
Yeah. Yeah,
Fair.
no, we were just saying the opening is like the best part of the song.
The opening and the part with the harpsichord are like the best parts.
That's fine. That's valid. I can respect that. Like I said, I also have a very heavy bias.
Yeah.
Like
heavy
seeing her opening cutscene and Ozzy begging me those are the two things that got me into 14. Because I
didn't beg you that hard.
You were kind of aggressive about it.
Because
I played 1.0. I played 1.0 and I fucking hated it, so I went back to 11. And I met Ozzy through Tumblr, and she's like, "Oh my god, you've played 11?" I'm like, "Yeah, I've played 11." And I'm like, "Oh, Garuda looks really cool." And I know Garuda from Final Fantasy 11, and I made a roleplay account with a handful of the summons, primarily Garuda and Diablos, but they were heavily 11 inspired with a little tidbit of 14 inspired because, well, Diablos was completely 11 because he hadn't been introduced yet, and Garuda was a mix between. But I knew enough through her fight to know she was batshit crazy.
Yeah.
Because she's not nice in 11 either. Like, the whole thing with the primals in 11 is they were locked away. They were locked away in crystals because they were that big of a threat. And the whole thing about being a summoner in Final Fantasy 11 is you go into these crystals where they were prisoned and you make pacts with them to prove your worth to them.
You basically throw hands with them. It's
and Garuda is just as bitchy in 14 as she is in 11. She looks at you and is like, "You know what? I don't think I want to. But if I have to." Like, she and, who was the other rude one? I think it was Leviathan. I think Leviathan was pretty fucking rude about it, too.
I think so, yeah. Ramu was just like...
Ramu's just all, like, no matter what Final Fantasy Ramu's in, he's just the vibe. Just big
Ramu
old grandpa vibe. I'm trying to, like, not go too terribly out of order since we're now back at the Realm Reborn stuff.
I think...
Are they just all at the bottom? They're just all at the bottom. Okay, so...
Yeah. Good king, motherfucker, good king, motherfucker. This is what I kind of have a tiny bias towards, because, it just sounds like something from Nightmare Before Christmas.
It does. I think, didn't Koji Fox come out and confirm that that was one of the inspirations?
Probably.
Like, he legit came out and said there's a reason for it. Because he wanted something that gave the same vibe as the opening town.
Yeah.
When they're singing about Jack.
I also...
Because instead of the Pumpkin King, it's the Moogle King.
Yeah.
Right. I fucking... Well, I hate this fight for a number of reasons, but...
oh no, the fight itself is fucking... I hate it.
The first couple times, it's fun.
So this is definitely one of those ones that you can get tired of hearing all the time, but also this song has so much personality.
You can get tired of listening to it, but it's not one of the ones you would hit skip on. It's one of the ones that you eventually just start singing to mock it.
Yeah.
That's true. It fits Moogle's personality, though. It's obnoxiously annoying, but you cannot stop listening to it.
It's one of those things that once it's stuck in your head, it's there for a while. It's the same thing with fucking Tequila.
Yeah.
Right.
So the question now becomes, does that mean it slaps?
Off with their heads!
I would say ironically.
Like, you can't say it's one of the ones that you absolutely would not skip and get stuck in your head immediately, and you're gonna sit there and sing with it, regardless of how much you hate it. That, by mathematics, it's not a bop.
I would say, just for the sheer irony of it, that it's a bop. But it's like between the would not skip and it's a bop. It's one of those songs that I have to be in the mood to listen to. But if it comes up, I'm not gonna.
Should we? Let's see here. What other? Let's see here. I'm gonna hold on. I'm gonna fix it real quick.
Oh god. Ironically, a bop. Okay, there we go.
Because I feel like there's
color a bit, though.
There's a couple of them. There
we go, that's good. Yeah, this is unironically a bop. Also, I'm gonna say when we get to Rathalos, I'm just gonna be biased like the whole way through. Rathalos is my baby. I'm gonna say that right the fuck now.
Leviathan is one of the ones that are...
This track puts me to sleep.
In a good way or a bad way?
I don't know. I would miss mechanics a lot because I'm just like,
You know what? Yeah, I kind of agree with you there. Like, this first bit is just kind of like really, really sleepy. But it also fits the Sahagin really well. It's very tribal.
I was gonna say tribal, and I'm like, I feel like that's not the appropriate word for it, and I'm trying my hardest to really think about it, and I can't think of a different word that would summarize it.
To me, it feels like the beginning of, like, you know,
So, like, as an opening to a fight, as like the build-up to a fight, yes, but, like, actually fighting him, it's like,
This kind of reminds me of, like, the music at the beginning of, if you ever see, like, people who do, like, fire dancing and stuff.
Yeah.
It feels like the build-up to that. So I would skip it.
I was about to say, it's not bad per se, but as a standalone, I don't even really feel like it's a piece.
Yeah,
right.
It doesn't feel like a complete piece.
Right. Like the fact that this loops is a little weird to me.
Yeah,
which is why it makes me and Daryl fall asleep.
It feels like an introductory / transitionary segment of music, of a larger piece of music.
Now, the actual theme itself, I like.
Yeah, Through the Maelstrom though is.
Like, you fall asleep during the beginning,
You're
of
like,
the fight, and then
what?
this
What
comes
the
up,
fuck?
and you're just like, oh, I'm awake now.
Then your ass is woke.
Like, I can forgive the repeating, like, notes, and then, like, and then the repeating chorus, just because...
Leviathan.
Yeah, just because it just sounds so good.
Leviathan.
Now, I'm gonna point something out. I'm gonna point something out, and you guys can feel free to disagree or agree. In person at their concerts.
My God. Live, this song is so great.
When you're listening to this live, you do feel like you're about to witness an earthquake.
Yeah.
2016, between this track and some of the tracks in Alexander.
Yeah.
This
and Fiend.
Oh my god.
Because they did Fiend live too.
So if we're counting seeing them live at FanFest, would this just be like a bop?
I would even go as far as to say this is an S tier. Like, out of Realm Reborn content,
yeah,
this I feel like is up there with Oblivion.
Yeah.
You know what? Yeah, I mean, granted, patch-wise, this wasn't my favorite patch, but this song is just...
Cause it's the tempo, like there's not a lot of lyrical advantage to it, but it's one of those, it's most memorable.
It doesn't really stop once it starts.
Like, this is one of the ones that you put this on in a group of people, the group of people isn't gonna be standing still. You are putting yourself at danger when you put this on.
You have like 20 people with ADHD in a room, you put this on, that room ain't gonna be standing too much longer.
Like, I would even go, I would say, if not S tier, easily a bop, but S tier would by definition be the Eden version.
Yeah.
Oh god, yeah, no, agreed.
Like, Eden's version cannot go any lower.
Let's put this at A simply because the Eden version is better.
The Eden version is an improvement.
Yeah.
Yes.
It builds up on what's already great about the song.
Leviathan.
But like I said, once it starts, it doesn't stop, which
Exactly.
is fitting for
Yeah.
Leviathan and fitting for water in general. And like,
It's the
when you
feeling of
think
a rip
tsunamis,
current.
too.
Yeah.
It's literally a rip current. Like, there's no slowing down until you're unconscious.
Or you manage to get out of the rip current.
No one gets out of the rip current.
Listen, sometimes they do. Okay, I like this one just for the sheer, like, wailing women in it.
I've said this since entering this the very, very, very first time that I've heard this track in game. But it screams Inuyasha vibe to me.
It's not! God, I'm dying. It screams.
Yeah, once you
Inuyasha
get into this
vibe,
part of it, yeah.
Yeah. I also have to give it credit for being sung in Sylvan.
Mm-hmm.
Could you turn up the music just a little bit? Yeah. Like I said, if it starts sounding too low or not loud enough, just let me know. I have really bad time trying to figure out the audio mixer of what's considered too loud or too low compared to the Discord voices. And this is also just a lower volume song to begin with.
I will say that the lyrics and just how it's sung reminds me a lot of near Gestalt and near
It does have very near quality to it.
It has Gestalt replicant vibes. I can't really say Automata because Automata has more like heavy kind of for a lot of its stuff, but like it kind of reminds me of something early Emmy Evans, which is.
So this kind of goes into the same vibe as Sophia's music, I feel. It's different from all of the rest. It's unique. So to what degree?
It's very atmospheric, and it suits itself for the way that Ramu's mentality is, because he's not a conqueror. He's literally just a defender for the Sylphs, and
he just literally wants to sit and let the Sylphs like vibe in his beard.
Yeah, and and when we fight him, he's just literally just testing us. So
which is how he is in 11 as well. He's like, I want to test you because like
he's very much as close to pacifist without being pacifist.
Right. But I would say this is.
I will say, while we're comparing it to Equilibrium, I don't get into this as much as I do Equilibrium.
Right.
I agree. I'm following very much bass line.
Yeah.
Like I'm leaning personally towards like a high B.
Yeah.
Because it's memorable. It's definitely a piece. But it's not something that I would go out of my way for.
Right. I would say this is a would let play if it wound up coming on.
That's fair.
Where's our next motherfucker?
Next one is Ultima.
Okay. Might have to be a little favoritist with this, just because of Endwalker, without spoiling, for reasons. But for this, being the final boss, we're not counting La Habrea. La Habrea is a joke. For this being the final boss of base 2.0,
Yeah.
this was incredible.
Yes.
Even just the opera in the beginning, where it's just the opera and no music at all, just builds up to it.
Even with all the music that we have at our repertoire right now in Final Fantasy XIV as a whole, this still gives me chills.
Yeah. It does. Yeah, no, I already got chills just because, like...
Yeah, no, and this is just the introduction.
This song has a very, very distinct build to it. And that's it.
And then this transition.
Ominous. Yeah, it's an ominous build, and it builds up to something, and it delivers.
Right.
This.
Yeah, no,
it gives that sense of urgency.
Especially because if we don't beat this thing,
it's gonna fucking blow up the continent.
Not just blow up the continent, like, Garlemald can just go unopposed the entire way through.
Yeah.
Does not necessarily blow up the continent, it's just more of, oh shit, Garlemald's gonna win.
Yeah, right now, this phase of the fight is about stopping Gaius from being able to just walk through Eorzea. And then it's the second part when La Habrea takes shit into his own hands. Gaius is like, excuse me?
It's like, excuse the fuck of me?
I'd easily say slaps.
Yeah,
no, slaps.
Slaps. Because even now, it's like...
Even with all the music that we have right now, it still stands out so much.
I think the next one would be Maker's Ruin.
No, because it's this one.
Isn't it the same thing?
Or no, in Color Zodiac. For some reason I thought that was
No. Maker's
attack.
Ruin is still Ultima.
Yeah, Maker's
That's the
Ruin
one I was
still
saying
the
I have a
Ultima
bias to. For
yeah.
Okay, this one.
This god. This is because I've been in here so fucking much.
This is the one I really, really, really like, just because it's like...
I mean, this is basically because this is basically the Warrior of Light's theme. It's very heroic.
But when you're first playing the game, you don't really realize it.
No, yeah, absolutely not. You don't, because
then you get to Endwalker and you're like, ah, shit.
Every time that the number of times that this leitmotif reappears, you're like, oh, I see.
Yeah, it's like you start to catch on, but like, let's scratch all the expansions for a second and just like hearing this for the first time going into fight Ultima in the first phase. It just oof, especially when Hydaelyn comes in and is like, hey, yeah, guess what? I'm taking all this shit from you. Go beat ass. So, go, honey. I got your flower.
I think it's also such a twist that you have this heroic stance, right? For anyone who's going through this the first time, you get to this point and you have like this heroic moment, and then you're introduced to the orchestra part of part 2, where it's like, oh, you thought you were the hero? You thought you were tough shit? And it just brings you down immediately.
Exactly. It's like you have Hydaelyn helping you, but here's the thing.
So fun. When the arena lights up, when Hydaelyn is helping, when she's ripping primals out of Ultima Weapon, that the light didn't happen on the PS3.
Oh,
so the first time I did this fight on the PS4, I was like, what the fuck?
That's very interesting. Then again, haha, PS3 limitations, but I digress. Yeah. What I was saying was, like, it has the heroic theme because you're beating up a weapon that's threatening you're basically your homeland, and you literally have the god of the entire fucking world
Yeah,
helping you. And it's a bop. It's great.
Yeah, like you go from this, like, Hydaelyn's helped me, I'm here, I can save the world, and then you go into this.
Yeah.
Rips the soul right out of you, like, oh, you thought you were gonna win this battle? Oh, we have tricks up our sleeves as well. I have a nuke. What is you and your god gonna do about it now? So she's just like, oh, we done fucked up. We fucked up.
Break, giving my boyfriend back. Fuck you. I would say this is so damn good. This is so goddamn good. Just
Yeah.
Even just in the terms of
Put it in the S.
put it in the S. Like with
I feel
or
like we
without
would have
Endwalker,
to. Like, you can't S that and not S Ultima, I feel.
Okay, fine. Put it down in slaps.
like fine, you put it down in slaps.
We'll get the Maker's Ruin up into S in another way later. We just know.
Well,
We know
there's different variations of Maker's Ruin. Omega.
Yeah, we know.
also Walker.
Alright,
Anyway, what's next? I think that's the last of the.
I think at this point we can start back from up here without getting too
Yeah,
out
I think
of...
that's
out
the
of
last
line.
of the ARR ones.
Right, Nidhogg is 3 different pieces.
Well, one of them is literally just the theme for Heaven's Word, so... Like, Dragon Song is literally just the theme of Heaven's Word, so if you want to just, like, judge that at how it is. Oh, it has all 3?
Yeah, this one has all 3, so...
Thank you, dude. Where is my spoon? God, 6 years ago. Ugh.
Well, uploaded 6 years ago.
I know, it's been longer than that, but...
So... The one thing that I have with the narrative, the heavy narrative stuff, like Answers and Dragon Song, they're good. Like, they're very heavily narrative influenced. I don't necessarily move out of my seat for them, though.
This track is not a battle track.
No, I can understand why they put it here, just because of all, like, the big-ass revelations you get before you fight Nidhogg. But
in terms of fighting to it being background music while we're fighting it.
Right. But it does feel like a swan song for Nidhogg as well.
Yeah.
At this point.
Which I believe is the intentional use of it. It's just that.
So I can.
Because at this point, you could easily argue that after this, he's technically an ally.
Yeah. Technically, yes, because of the whole, like, Estinian situation. Yeah. Technically, he is. Even with both eyes gone. I don't know where I would put Dragon Song. Dragon Song is a beautiful song in and of itself.
See, that's the dilemma I'm having. Is it's not a bad song.
It's just this song is it's difficult to rate the song within the context of all these other songs, because all of these other songs are specifically like
I would go actually the theme to the expansion they're part of.
Yeah.
I would personally put this between Would Not Skip or Would Let Play.
I would say Would Not Skip.
Would Not Skip.
Because it is a good song. Like, if you just want to listen to it and it comes up, you would listen to it.
That's fair. And then Freefall.
I do like the transition, though.
Yeah.
And I did like
a very nice transition.
I do like the myth everyone had is if you stand in the circles, it reduces the damage, like something out of fucking 11.
See, my memories of farming this, or farming the extreme, is one of my friends noted that that Nidhogg speaking in, you know, the dragon tongue, it sounds like Sneaky D. And so we literally would just fucking giggle over that every time he said it.
Next time I get Nidhogg for trial roulette, I'm gonna have to listen to that. But there's some...
D.
I think I like Freefall a bit more because it's now Nidhogg getting serious.
Isn't it like, instead of Sneaky Days, it's actually like pronounced like Saksnakan or something?
Yeah.
Cessnathan or Cessnakan or something. Like, I don't know. Draconic is wild, man. Oh god, that freaking scholar lived with the bitch's life.
And the other thing with Freefall is you have to remember is it's also the boss track for the lesser bosses through Heaven's Ward as well.
Yeah.
True. But when in the context of Nidhogg, it kind of feels like it takes on a new kind of like tone. Not necessarily
because
musically.
The thing is, minus the intro, the transitional piece into this one, if you just sent me this, I immediately go to Zelftol.
Zelftol?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I go to the second boss in that fight for this. That's how I associate this track.
I guess I don't see it because like
then there's part 3.
Then there's part 3, which is
this is Nidhogg.
This is Nidhogg. This is Nidhogg's final help me here, what's the word I'm looking
The
for?
final chorus is sung.
Literally. I hope you have an up morning. Yo, I have so many memories doing Extreme, like good memories, but like Freefall I would put under would not skip.
Yeah.
And then I would put this under unironically a bop.
That's fair. That's very fair. Because it's not something I would go out of my way to turn on. But if it plays, I'm
getting the fuck down.
Right.
Down.
Right. So Freefall I would skip, and then Revenge of the Horde would be unironically.
Would skip or would not skip?
Would. Low tier.
I mean, would skip low tier is the lowest that we can go.
Listen. I don't like. You guys can disagree with me. It's just
Let's compromise and put it under would let play.
Okay, that's fair to me. I will. That is. A good
I would let play. Like I wouldn't full on skip it.
See, like my preference is that Freefall and then Revenge of the Horde play together. Like Freefall,
right.
I'm not happy if Freefall plays and then something completely different starts after it.
That's fair because we didn't even realize the third phase was playing until we actually looked at the screen. Like, oh, okay. Now for my favorite primal.
Sounds so good.
I would put
Susanoo.
the entirety part 1 and part 2 of Susanoo as unironically a pop.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Because it's
Susanoo's another one like with Ramu.
So good.
It's so hilariously good.
He doesn't want to do anything. He just wants to
Just
fight.
wants to have a good fight. And he's like, hell yeah, let's go. We're having a party.
Like he is what I feel like what Gilgamesh could have been if Gilgamesh wasn't turned into a fucking meme.
Agreed. No, I think this would be if they tried to go more fake Gilgamesh than joke Gilgamesh.
Like, if they not even fake Gilgamesh, like, Gilgamesh in previous Final Fantasies is not a fucking dweeb. Like, he collects swords. He gives you whatever you think his value is. The more you pay him, the more he works for you. And then in 14, he got unfortunately put into the Manderville story.
Yeah, like,
Sorry,
well,
Gray.
so in 14,
There's-
they basically
There's
they
no
continued-
Gilgamesh. There's only Greg.
They continued to build upon the vibe that he gave in 5.
I was about to
they
say,
just
he's
kept
more,
taking it.
he's like literally from, like, this Gilgamesh is literally from 5, isn't he?
I mean, technically, the Gilgamesh that appears in every game is the same Gilgamesh. But
Oh, okay. Yeah.
in 5, he really went bazonkers on wanting to fight Barts and beat Barts.
But I digress. I think this goes into unironically a bop.
Like, both
Yeah.
parts, easy.
Yeah.
Does he doesn't have 3 parts, does he?
No, he does, because
Oh, he does.
there is a different song that plays during the mid-phase. Which, I love this one. I love especially the end where it transitions
Yeah.
from the second phase into the third. Like, I just... Oh, mwah. God, I wish my party would have let me at least once do the sword. I never got to, because like, oh, you're a dragoon, you're not allowed.
Hey, crotch cam.
You know how cool it would be just to like hold that back with a spear?
I've done it with a bow.
I
I've done it with a book too.
I wish you could queue into these things as crafters and hold it back with a frying pan.
No.
I mean-
Hold it back with the pizza cutter you get from being a fucking carpenter.
I mean, you could with mods.
Or leather
you
worker.
could do it.
not pizza. I think all of them are just unironically a bop.
Like, come on.
He's just a bop.
Yeah.
I love Susanoo. He's one of my favorite primals.
I can't go up to somebody and have them say, yeah, I play Final Fantasy 14. Susanu's track sucks.
Oh god, I would punch. My favorite thing is doing this in Japanese though, because you just hear him go.
Uh-huh.
It's
Alright,
great.
I need to run to the bathroom.
It's too good, man.
No, I agree. Like even as we were talking about it, I was just sitting here, just kind of like moving my head back and forth.
Now, the question is, before stream ends, I don't even think it's worth us going through and voting through the Pulse album, because I think the Pulse album, as a unit, is an S-tier album.
Oh yeah, no, agreed, 110%.
Like, I was debating, and I'm like, maybe we should vote on the Pulse album. I'm like, no, that'd be ridiculous. Everything's S-tier. There's nothing bad out of that album, period.
No, I agree.
Lakshmi is...
This is another one I have bias towards because she's the name of the server I used to be on in 11, but that's literally all there is to that.
I
But
feel like Lakshmi is the first primal we get after Sophia that has
She's
a
very-
similar
she's-
vibe.
Right. She's also very, 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 like, Bollywood. Which isn't a bad thing. Don't get me wrong, is not a bad thing. Actually, it's, like, the greatest thing ever, especially when you think about, like, the transition phase. Because it does feel like a very, like, something you'd see in a Bollywood movie.
I'm back.
Welcome back,
back.
Ron Lakshmi.
Oh god, yeah, this one.
I would rest my head in her weary bosom.
I've died. I've died rocking along to this.
Yeah,
Did you ever slumber? Open the door. Close our
because that's what I was saying. It's like, I was telling Perry about. It's just very Bollywood in a good way.
Yes.
So I would say this isn't unironically a bop, but it is a bop.
Yeah, no, not unironic by no means. I'd easily say slaps.
I would
Yeah.
say slap, yeah.
I would say slaps.
So who's next?
Shinryu.
Oh god! I hate this. I hate Shinryu.
You can hate the fight all you want, but the track.
But okay, the track slaps, but third one.
No, that's is that
Oh, that's
the
the
regular
original
one?
album.
Why is this one overly complicated?
Actually, it might be.
It would just be this one, right? Because this is when
I guess so.
when it's introduced. Yeah.
Yeah, no, this is it. Yeah,
Yeah, this is when he's introduced.
which is the beginning of his fight anyway. So.
No, because we don't fight him until later. Because we didn't know what the fuck he was.
Oh. You
This
can
is
put in
when
Royal
Unleash-
Menagerie and it'll give you the song.
Yeah, we unleash Shinryu to fight Omega.
No, we unleash Omega to fight Shinryu.
Shinryu.
Other way around.
Yeah, that's right. This is when
Oh, I didn't want the guide. I didn't want the guide. Fuck it, we're just gonna go here.
Fucking Ilberd fucking
Yeah,
killed
see, it's
people
the same
to
thing.
summon
But
him.
Yeah.
can we all agree that this fight sucks, though?
Fucking love this fight. I lived in this fight.
I hate this fight. Like,
This was my obsession after living in Thornton.
it just probably be it's not because I hate Xenos, but like I just don't like this fight because the amount of dumbasses who don't know their left from their right and don't know how to move their camera.
I love this fight because of how chaotic it is.
No, don't get me wrong. The chaos is fun, but when people don't know what the fuck they're doing, it makes it annoying.
What, you don't like it when you're in the first 10 seconds of the command and they're doing tidal wave and everyone gets pushed off? You don't like that?
No, I hate it. But I feel this is really subdued for a final boss fight.
Well, he has two parts, no? Yeah, because the
Yeah, he
second
does
part
have
is
two
Worm's Tail.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is like the opposite of what happens with Thornton, where the first track is the fucking boss,
The first
and the
track-
second one is like,
Yeah.
Like, I still love this. I think this is a fucking masterpiece.
Oh yeah, no,
I'm not saying that's a bad thing that it's
Like-
subdued. It's just
And then this shit happens.
as the introduction basically to the final boss, it is a great song. Like that's exactly the kind of thing you would introduce your
this
final
is-
boss fight with, and then
this is the
where
one I
real
think
shit happens.
of. Yeah, this is what I think of when I think of Shinryu. Is this
Yeah.
song, not the first one. Also, I love how they just call him a worm and not, worm.
He's a worm, a worm.
I'm very.
Stuff tacos in this too.
I am biased to this track because I lived in it for so long just to listen to it. I would go into parties to help. This to me is S.
You know what? I have to abstain because I have too many biases against this, so I'm abstaining. Whatever you guys pick, go for it.
Because I think he also has the advantage that he's also an expansion boss.
Yeah.
But like I said, I have too many biases against Xenos in general, just for me to make a valid.
You're like, I don't want to give Xenos the S tier.
Right.
I'll give it S tier because, especially because of the transition we're about to get
Right.
in the music.
I do like this.
Yeah, give it the F.
Because there's also the wraparound transition, which is that.
Yeah.
Like, it's too good not to.
I like I wouldn't put it at S tier personally. I would put it under Splat, but like Scale and Steel I would probably let play. Like Phase 1 I would probably let play, and then I would put Worm's Tail Slaps. I don't know. I don't know if y'all would agree with
Be
me on that
happy
one.
with either placement, either S or A. So Perry can decide.
Yeah,
But
Perry,
I'm trying to compare it to what we have in S tier right now.
Well, consider we have a pretty
Because I
decent-
like this more than a lot of the stuff we have in Slaps. I think Worm's Tail goes better than Wicked Wilds or Maelstrom, which says a lot.
Yeah.
It's going up top.
Okay. We'll let you have that last one. Okay.
Well, I would be happy with either placement. So
Yeah, I would be okay with either place.
I'm just gonna keep going to Dude, Where's My Spoon? Because he just puts all the tracks together, which is so nice.
Yeah. I love Tsukuyomi as a boss fight and just Yotsuyu as a villain.
Hello, Rainy.
Like I can go on why like Yotsuyu as a villain, but I feel like y'all have heard me say that shield many times.
As far as first phase tracks go, this one is so good.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is better as if you just think about first phase tracks alone, this is better than most of them.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it's basically just a Stormblood theme. But
in terms of
hide.
yeah, in
It's
terms of it
minor
being with
key.
Tsukuyomi, it sounds like it's about to be a eulogy. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Considering what she's having us do, it does sound like a eulogy.
It does.
Because she's basically suicide by warrior of light at this point.
Yep.
But yeah.
I mean, I would let it play.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd let it play too.
Because I'll be really, I don't particularly like this part.
Yeah, I mean, like, this is not one that I would go and directly go and manually play it.
Right.
If
Not
it-
like Wayward Daughter.
depending on
Like-
depending on my mood, I'd let it play.
I would let play. Then
Lunacy is the. I like Lunacy for the sheer fact of it kind of simmers down a little bit.
oh, did I fuck up the name? I'm sorry.
Nuts. But
I don't
Like,
understand
this
this tier list. We are tiering a lot of the music. We have several of them because there is no actual Final Fantasy tier list that I could find. But we're tiering them on whether or not they slap or rather they are a little bit more narrative induced.
I will have to say, even though this one doesn't have music to it, it's very narrative induced.
You added an E, that's all. Oh, is it just rain? I saw the E after the end, so I figured it might have been rainy, but at least you didn't say Ryan.
Oh, you poor thing.
This, like, I don't mind this track.
This is, I mean, it's a transitionary piece.
But I feel like it gets
however-
lost.
I will, however, the beginning, this crescendo of
The
like the
crescendo
piano, and then Wayward Daughter.
into Wayward Daughter, yeah.
Which Wayward Daughter?
Well, technically, that part is part of the Wayward Daughter. Like,
but
on the
you get-
soundtrack, they put that part. That part is attached to Wayward Daughter, not Luna's.
I
As
know,
long
but
as
if your
Garuda's theme is
first
top
song-
tier, we're okay. I got you, Conga. I didn't let them put her down. I didn't let them put her down, man.
But if it's your first time playing it, like doing it, so that build up and then the guitar. I would say the first phase I would let play. The second phase, kind of hit or miss.
I honestly would skip it. It's in my opinion,
Yeah.
it's not memorable at all.
Right. And then this,
It
don't-
doesn't stand well by itself.
right.
Wayward Daughter, I would go as far as to say slaps.
Wayward Daughter
Yeah,
is S
no.
tier.
I agree. I mean, I'm okay with it being slaps or too goddamn good. I'm okay either way, because both are true. Especially because if you listen to the lyrics, it's like Yatsuyu and Gosetsu are kind of like talking to each other. If you want to think of it that way, so it's just
Oh,
like,
it's on it. I would say Lunacy is definitely down there, which it seems to be a phase, right? Like it's the transitional phase of very
Yeah.
hit or miss.
yeah.
And Wayward Daughter, I would put up there.
Okay, I have to be okay. If we're doing Rathalos next, I have to play favorites. S tier. All the S tier.
Savage of an Ancient Forest. Wait,
Wait, no.
why did they? Oh,
There we go. It's at the third one. There we go.
six. Oh God.
I mean, it's Monster Hunter, so either one.
I was gonna say it's a straight rip, right?
It's
Yeah.
literally just a Monster Hunter song. This plays when you're generally fighting a monster. So this is like common battle theme.
So
I
base.
feel like this really shouldn't even be included since it's technically not a Final Fantasy.
I don't fucking
song.
care. It's still no. We're including it. Rathalos is my baby. We're including it. If Perry got to get her booby Garuda somewhere, we're getting Rathalos.
I would not. I'm not gonna let you guys
Stop.
put Garuda down at the bottom, okay? Does he have a part 2?
He does, yes. I think it's Proof of a Hero. Which honestly is a lot better than this one.
Which it says it's the Rise version, right?
No.
No, Monster
this
Hunter
would be the Monster
World.
Hunter World version. So, I don't know if the Fatalis one would be the same. I think so.
There we go.
I mean, I think both are.
I stand with the bug and I will fight Daryl. Yeah, but it's not Final Fantasy music.
Soken
Fatalis
didn't even
is-
write it.
I don't fucking care! It's there, it counts. You get shit from it. I will compromise with you guys. I will say would not skip.
Fine.
I will compromise.
I will agree to put would not skip on both.
Okay.
But with the
Especially 'cause if you-
compromise that Garuda gets up one by.
Okay, fine. I agree with this compromise only because I do like parts of Garuda.
Next is the Sky Gods.
Oh, I shouldn't have screamed. Oh, God, I'm dying, Kupo.
We're just gonna have to use this Bayako video first because it has all of them. So this intro is the same intro for all of the 4 cardinal gods. So this is for Suzaku, Syria, Bayako, and technically Gimbu in the dungeon.
Poor Genbu. In 11, he's the weakest fucking sky boss to fight, and in 14, he gets delegated to dungeon boss. Genbu can't catch a break.
Like, it's okay. It's not one of my favorites.
I have to agree with that.
Like, with it just being the introduction period for them, I would skip. I would personally skip this track.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Answer on High is a skip.
Yeah. And Todoroki, which is his transitional piece.
Which I do like, because it has that repeating, but it feels like it's going in a circle like you are with the tornado.
Yeah.
So it kind of fits. Because if you listen to it, it just seems like it's just going in a circle.
I'm gonna be honest with you though. I don't even pay attention to the music when I'm actually playing because I'm too focused on fucking dodging shit.
That's a mood.
So it's like the music doesn't even exist.
The music itself physically makes me dizzy, and I'm not great for it.
That's impressive. But
Like, I get why it is the way that it is, but from a musical standpoint, if this played on Spotify and I'm listening to it for longer than 30 seconds, I would get mad.
This is not a track that can stand by itself.
No.
Right.
I'd get pissed off and hit skip.
Yeah.
As much I like what they did with it, but I agree with you.
Like, situational, the situation that it is in, it's perfect. But if I just heard this on Spotify, after 30 seconds, I would just be upset.
Right. I don't blame you.
And then
There
we
we
get the
go.
bassy drop line here.
My favorite thing is still Yoshi P coming out and singing this. And so I think he actually had commissioned somebody to make the Bayako yukata that he came out in for this.
Not Bungo having a banner show again, saying that Warlocks won Guardian Games 2023 in game. What?
Scarleon. Yeah.
This one definitely slaps.
Yeah, this is a slap.
It takes a good bit of build up though.
Yeah.
It does, but the build up's nice.
I mean, it's okay. Like, it's not until this part that I'll, like, start wiggling in my chair.
Which isn't bad. Like sometimes having that bit of like slow build up isn't bad for a fight. 'Cause if it goes too fast, then you kind of ruin the tempo of the fight. But like with script, like with Daryl said with like scripted boss fights, like if it goes too hard, too fast for some bosses, it just doesn't feel right. With Bayako, it kind of feels right.
I would argue with
That-
Bayako, it doesn't feel like the fight is scripted nearly as much as past bosses.
That's true. But
It
you
doesn't
get
feel
what
like
I'm
it is,
saying.
but it
okay?
is.
At least story mode ones are.
Yeah. It's a lot easier to skip mechanics in this one.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I gotta get something stuck between my teeth. Help. Help.
Yeah.
Help. Help. Help.
I send you a toothpick, but
Oh my god.
Like, I wouldn't skip it.
I wouldn't skip it.
But with what we have in slaps, I don't know if it would be
That's true.
slap worthy.
Yeah, that's true.
True. I would. It's very high would let play and very low would not skip. It's stuck between there, so I would put it under would let play.
Oh my god, I need floss. I need floss. I need floss.
Oh my god.
It's so bad. It's my front teeth, so it's like it's a lot of pressure, and I don't like it.
Oh my god.
Like, I wouldn't put it in the same tier as Limitless Blue and Woe's Madness, so I would not let skip. Or I would not let skip, yeah.
Right, yeah, I'm okay with either. So that would bring us
Now,
to Suzaku. One of the
Suzaku's
most
stuff.
tragic of the... No, that's Sunrise. That's the...
This is one I
So
have
which one
both.
first, Sunrise or Sunset?
Both.
Yeah, because this is the one that's start? No, she has the same start. This is after DDR phase, right?
Yeah. I think DDR phase has its own.
I think DDR phase is Sunset. Because her fight is Sunrise.
Yeah.
Which I would say goes harder than Bayako's.
Yeah, agreed. Especially because you're doing the DDR shit. That was my favorite part. I was like, oh shit, what's going on?
See if Spoons has an upload. Does.
Yeah, Spoons.
What a godsend.
Oh, okay. He said he decided to skip and just go straight to the main theme, so I think...
So Sunset has to be just the little DDR chime area.
Right.
Which would be... It doesn't work by itself.
Yeah.
Right. But Sunrise...
Easily goes into slaps. If it's gonna be above Bayako.
Yep, it
Right.
slaps.
Right.
Because it just
like,
goes so fucking hard.
I also like it's just Bayako lamenting, like, what happened with Tenzin. So that kind of adds to it too. God, I love the DDR phase. Just like, how many people actually know directions?
It's just such a nice part in this one.
Yeah.
Logged in and saw the notification in game. Something fishy going on here. Ooh.
It also feels like a early 2000s anime ending,
Yes.
which is great. I take that back. It sounds like something you'd hear in Fushigi Yuki. Ironically.
And then Siryu.
Furious makes no sense.
It doesn't! I agree! Which is why I would put it on unironically a bop.
Yeah.
You know what? I wouldn't argue with you there.
Like, you're still gonna sit there and kind of like, man, I don't know what's going on. This is okay, I guess.
Honestly, this is something that I could see being a either an opening or a closing for Inuyasha.
It sounds like an opening. More,
Yeah.
honestly. This is unironic. Because it's good, but it makes no sense
It
in
just-
terms of Steady.
The song itself makes no sense to the fight. The fucking instrument choices, aside from the Doman aspect, makes no fucking sense.
Yeah, I would put this under
Like,
slaps.
this part here makes sense. The rest of the fucking song does not make sense.
I love that you're like, you got these traditional sounding instruments, and then you got the fucking synthesizer.
And then you have the flute going fucking crazy.
And then you just have this shit going on. You know what it sounds like? Ozzy. Ozzy.
What?
How are you not recognizing that tone?
Pieces of it sound like they belong in Final Fantasy X too.
No.
I get Mario Kart vibes too.
Oh my god, it's the play online theme!
It's the fucking play online theme, bro!
Oh my god, okay.
How am I
go
just now
under-
noticing that? No, that's absolutely unironically a fucking pop!
Oh my god. I'm making myself dizzy by coughing so much. Oh my god.
How has that surpassed me? Out of all these fucking years.
You know what? I only was in Sarah once, and that was the clear it for stories. That's probably why it got past me.
One more time for the back of the room. How? Just how?
You know they stuck that in there for people who played Sky, right?
Yes!
I love the FanFest version of this.
This
Like the live
gives me the same
Yeah,
irritation
You can do it.
as Great King Moogamog.
What, where you just have to make fun of it?
It gives me the same vibes as Great Moogamog. Where you listen to it once and it's fine, but if you listen to it like 4 times, you're mocking it because you want it to go away.
Yeah.
Not me! I am every time, all the time, sincerely
I also
singing
kind
this. Listen to this song on repeat.
It's one of
I
those
also
moments when
kinda don't
listening
like
to how they put Pokemon themes into an Infinite Annihilator song.
I also kind of don't like this song because I've heard it so many times because at the beginning of Shadowbringers, nobody knew how to do this fucking fight, so I was in there for a good day or two trying to figure out this fucking fight to progress story, so I kind of have not good on it.
It's the same layer as King Mog for me. Like, I
wanted this.
Bop,
I
I
don't
would say.
like it. But if it's playing, I'm not gonna change it.
Agreed. Oh god, please change it before Daryl starts singing it.
So I'm just gonna put this here, because it's just... I don't
If
think
you
I
gotta
could put it
if-
anywhere else.
If it feels like good, if it feels like Bobo Moji, you have to. Please change it. Please change it. Please change it. Thank you.
In fucking Innocence's theme.
I love the first time I did Innocence with the transition. And then everybody going, oh no, he's hot! I mean, I think I died the first time I said it. It's like, hello?
I am personally a very huge fan of this arrangement.
Yeah, so am I. Considering what comes after, it feels very appropriate.
I would personally would go out of my way to look for this song.
I wouldn't, but if it was on, I would let it play.
Same.
It fits the angelic theme he's going for, with just like how ethereal the lyrics sound.
I think I'm also very
do
biased
like
because
it.
I absolutely love the main dungeon boss theme from Shadowbringers is just so fucking good.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like, don't I'm not saying this is bad by any means of the imagination. It's not. It's beautiful.
I would definitely argue, like, I would not skip.
Yeah.
I wouldn't skip it. Oh, we're all gonna agree on the next one, I think.
Like, this piece is just so fucking well done.
It is. I think we're all gonna agree on S tier for this one.
S tier. S tier.
Do we have...
Yes.
Does Spoon have the entirety of it? Yeah, he does.
Yeah, there we go.
Good guy, Spoon. Oh, no, he doesn't have... Oh, he has a timestamp. Okay, cool.
Okay.
Thank you, Spoons.
Mecca had it too, so...
It would be against my religion to put this any lower than S tier.
No, agreed.
I'm just saying. We would be committing a cardinal sin if we put this any lower.
Hades has no subtitle. He is just Hades.
I know. Going into this the first time, I was with Say when I did this the first time.
I lost my fucking mind when the music started playing in this one.
I was with Say when I did this, so she got to sit there and listen to me fucking screech at how good this was.
This is one of the few fights the first time going in that I turned off all the other audio settings. I turned it off. I didn't even know what he sounded like in the fight until the second time I went in there.
Oh my god.
And this is why people are monster fuckers, guys.
Ozzy, have you seen my TikTok of
Girl, I
clips?
literally only go on TikTok to look at Perry shit and to look at Prince.
I put some clips together of when we were farming this before Endwalker came out.
Talking about the one where you wanted to hold his hand?
Yes, the one where I accidentally made a perfect loop. Where it ends with Kibo going, "Does anybody hear a monster fucker?" And then it loops back to the beginning where I yell, "Me!"
Yeah, this one's definitely S tier. We should go on to the second phase.
I'm sorry, my skip button's broken. The song, we haven't even heard the rest of the song yet. This is still part of the first one.
I defy straight to the edge.
I love the fact that this could either be in Hades, like you can consider this like for Hades, or you consider this for the Warrior of Light. Like it can go in either direction. Also, I will say I can never get the timing down for this phase with my dances and shit.
Oh, I was about to say, there's just one spot you gotta stand in. It's in that little corner right there.
I will watch that in a little bit, Daryl, when we're done here.
Impactful, yes, but does not go nearly as hard as the first part.
It does not.
This is the swan song of the man.
The man, the myth, the legend.
Are you suggesting we put Invincible below S tier?
It doesn't slap as hard.
Daryl, I will compromise with you. You put it 1 under S.
I'd say it slaps, but it doesn't go as hard as Who Brings Shadow.
That's why I'm saying compromise.
Like, absolutely.
Fine, I will allow you to put it in slaps.
It does slap.
Okay. I am going to say, even though we haven't heard it yet, To the Edge is.
Oh, S tier, S tier, S tier.
Like,
But
we're still gonna listen to it, but it is definitely S tier. From everything from like.
no, because like I would just make another one that just says To the Edge and put To the Edge in it. Realistically, like.
Who's stopping you?
You're right.
From like just the context and like the backstory of it, I think is the biggest thing for me. Is like one, it's a great song in and of itself, but finding out Soken did it while he wrote it while he was fighting cancer just adds a whole level to it.
This dude was in the hospital doing chemo treatments. Like, hey, hold my IV.
The sad part is now that we're in Endwalker, this just seems more like sad. No, you didn't miss it, Markhaw.
Don't you do this to me. Don't you fucking do this to me. I know what you're doing. Stop.
What?
He's doing mistranslated lyrics. Gah.
God, song.
I had this on loop for I think like 3 days straight.
Oh yeah, no, agreed, 110%. Every time I go in here, no, we have not done Big Taco yet. We're getting there.
We are getting there.
Brother Stevens is such a man.
This is one of, along with Hades, this is one of the ones I will put the music on for, because I usually don't play 14 with sound unless it's a new patch or something. So when it comes to this, I will pause whatever. I mean,
So we have Ultima S. We have Ultima Slaps.
yeah.
I think this version of Ultima
Yes.
has to be above that.
Is that what they're actually saying?
Yes.
What? Yeah.
The heart of Sabik, the heart of Sabik.
Oh my god, I never knew what they were actually saying because I had big soft tacos stuck in my head.
Yeah, and that's your own fucking fault.
Oh. That is not my fault. That is everybody else's fault for getting it stuck in my head. You know, we were worried that everything was going to be S tier, but we're actually doing pretty good.
Mhm.
We are. And this is only the first out of 3 tier lists we're going through.
Oh my god. Well, the primal fight's gonna be easy because we're just gonna talk about it. We don't actually have to watch it. Unless y'all want to watch it, but like...
I don't know if this one breaks.
No, it's just going through the lyrics.
No, this is literally just Scions and Sinners through the cutscenes. So let me... Rise
So
of the
next
White...
one is Rise of the White
Oh!
This is literally just torn from 1.0, so if you find the 1.0 version, it's the same thing. Or the Turn 9 version, I mean either or.
I am a slut for Nail's theme.
Rise of the White Raven is so good.
I am an absolute slut, so I have a very biased opinion with this one.
We gotta put it in the S tier.
I also have a biased opinion of this just from 1.0. Because this was the end fight, and be all end all fight in 1.0. So like doing this in 2.0 with Turn 9 traumatized me. And then
Just want to say Wendy's combo got a dub. Hell yeah! Congrats on y'all's dub. It means they won a round in Apex.
Yay. I would definitely say this is S tier. It's also it's one of the more memorable songs as well for people who have been playing since the very beginning.
Oh, absolutely. The fact that they brought this back in the weapons fights, just
this track does the same thing that like One Winged Angel does. When you hear it start playing, you're like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit.
Yeah, no, I went into Ruby Weapon completely blind. Like I didn't watch anything.
Same.
So as soon as I heard Rise of the White Raven come on, I broke out in a cold sweat.
Marka.
And then you had Sinel way back when being able to sing this whole thing by heart. I was like, goddamn.
What
also,
is
Nil's
this?
story is just very sad.
What?
What?
What, Perry?
Like, is this Latin?
Yes, this is Latin.
Okay.
Yeah, it's Latin. They actually went into Latin for this one, which honestly fits it really well.
Like, honestly, you can't have a song that has Latin in it and not putting it in fucking S tier. Just saying.
You know who else I feel bad for kind of getting stuck with the same song? Guys.
I mean,
when I heard him in Praetorium getting Rise of the White Raven just without the lyrics, I was kind of like, oh, you poor thing. They're trying to make you Neil 2.0 and it's not working. It sounds like something out of 7.
It does.
I mean, fitting. But...
I was gonna say, Emerald Weapon was the bigger of the weapons in 7. Because
Yeah,
Emerald was the one that was at the... Emerald
Ocean
was the one that was
floor,
at the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah.
And not a lot of people knew to go there to find it, because I can't remember what loot it dropped.
I remember going down there, just going down, and then fucking seeing it, and I was like, nope, 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 bye! What the fuck is that? It upset me.
Because I think
The shit out of me.
Ruby was in the sky in 7, right? Is the one that was floating around?
I think Diamond was the one in the sky. Ruby was in Ruby was in was in one of those port towns, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It's been so long.
I remember that because they I didn't play context. I didn't play the original 7. This is just hearsay to me. From what I remember, Diamond was in the sky, Ruby was in the town, and Emmy was underwater. Not our Emmy, this Emmy.
I played that shit when I was in elementary school, so it's all a blur line for me.
Boss that resides in the sand around the gold saucer.
Sand, right.
Oh, there we go. And what am I thinking of? Or am I just thinking of random ass mana cannons or something?
No, because there is one in the sky, which I would assume is Diamond. Because I remember running into it by accident, and it fucked me up.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, but getting back into it, I don't... Oh,
Kagu!
No, you, Kagu! Getting back into the theme, I like it. It's very 70. It does fit the whole... I mean, it does fit the whole, oh yeah, these things are from 7, but I don't know how y'all feel. I'm indifferent.
I wouldn't skip.
I really wouldn't either.
I would let it play.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah,
then...
so 332. Yeah. Okay, that just sounded like Castlevania, just like...
Yeah, because it's the guitar riff that does the transition. This is part 2.
See, if they gave Gaius this theme instead of using Rise of the White Raven, I probably would have been more scared of him.
Diamond Weapon wasn't one that you could fight in the Japanese version of 7, but I think you could fight it in
the global.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm indifferent to both of them, but then again, Emerald didn't really feel that memorable to me.
It's definitely one of the lesser of the 3, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I would let play.
I would let it play. I want some dumplings. Can my dumpling give me some dumplings, please? One.
Oh, I fucking fucked that up, but that's okay.
Ultimate Weapon is the one that's flying around the sky.
Right. I keep forgetting Ultimate Weapon by itself is also one of the weapons.
Diamond Weapon is a fight I absolutely despise. Because it's another one that assumes your party knows what directions are.
Mm-hmm.
Also, can I just say I feel bad for Gaius having to deal with this.
I mean, it's his good guy arc.
It is his good guy arc, but I feel bad for him having to fight his own kids.
All of his adopted lizards.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
It's
However,
not bad, but...
I personally would skip with the intentions of finding the better version, which is Ruby Weapon.
Yeah,
Agreed.
yeah, it's not unique because like
I do like this part though.
Both Diamond and Ruby borrow so much from Ultima Weapon, or borrow so much from the Ultima theme that it's like eventually it's gonna stop sounding unique.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Ruby Weapons is better.
And I think it's better because it's before everything gets mushed and molded to be different variants of the same thing.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree.
Because you can still hear T9 behind this, but it's so drawn out.
Yeah.
And if I want to listen to T9, I'm going to listen to T9 versus listening to Diamond.
Right.
So...
I would put this under one skip, yeah.
It's unfortunate, but would skip. It is definitely the weaker of the group.
Now we're on Endwalker, so
Have you been rating music for the past 2 hours? This is only our first tier list.
yes, we to answer your question, Kagu, the answer is yes, and it's only been like an hour and a half.
You're more than welcome to join us. A black and white image of Perry in Momorum. I'll never forget her. No, that's PP Bot. Don't worry about it.
Rest in peace, PP Bot. All right, we're in the end game now, quite literally.
Mr. Fan Dan the man.
Yes.
For the fact we fight him so early.
It was such a twist to have fought him so early, because at that point you're like, wait, if Zodiark's not the baddie, who the fuck is the baddie?
Right, and you know what? When it said like, oh, we're going to the moon, it's just kind of like, wait, hold up, but Zodiark's on the moon. What?
Yeah.
Hello?
And then, see, here's the thing. So, we were talking about how like early expansion bosses typically have somewhat weaker music, but this feels like a final boss track.
Oh, absolutely.
It feels like,
like they went hard on this despite it being the first trial. And
I think what the thing is with this is, in terms of the main goal of defeating Zodiark to save Eorzea, beating Zodiark kind of ends that arc, so to speak, and then starts the one with the end singer.
Yeah.
So I think it kind of like the finale.
There's a reason it sounds like a final boss fight, and it's appropriate.
Yeah, because he's been a threat since 1.0.
Yeah,
exactly. He's been a threat since he was just a purple version of Heidelin. Kagu, you should see my icon on Discord itself, or Matchies.
Do you have the same?
I have the one for Stell. I have the one for the female lead.
Oh.
John in the same bad way. I would say this is a slab.
I would also say slap, because it's definitely it's a powerful piece, but I don't wiggle to it. I'm too scared to wiggle.
That makes sense.
It's an intimidating track, but in a good way.
Whoa.
So I would indeed slap.
I like the difference for Zodiark's version of that. Oh no, I'm gonna cry.
Is Spoons not here? I don't see Spoons.
Spoons is not here. It's literally
It's
just this one.
It's just
It's
one.
literally just this one. She doesn't have any other one. It's literally just this. Like, this plays as soon as you go in, so. The first and last time we get a party full of 8 NPCs. And it was the most badass thing ever.
The mommy crystal.
But I like
See,
how it has
this-
a little bit of Zodiac put into it too.
This brings the vibe of making this song a fight versus
Yeah.
making it a
Eulogy?
yeah, like in Answers in Bahamut.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing, with regular Answers, it's just like, if you put it into the perspective of what we know now, it's kind of like a eulogy for, the English is hard. It seems like just a eulogy for the end of the.
It's
of
Heidelin's
Ancients.
lament.
Yeah. Whereas your answer is literally just giving her your literal answer on what you're going to do, which is we're going to go find Medion and kick her ass and save the universe, basically.
Yeah.
So this feels more triumphant, but it also feels more like Heidelin is determined to see if you're up to it. Oh, look at you
All
sauntering, Estinian.
All these nice words, and I'm sitting here thinking I was hella bored out of that song.
Well, I'm personally bored out of the original of Answers because it's more of a
Any type
narrative
melody
vibe.
that sounds like that one was like, whatever. It's just background noise at this point.
You fucked up a perfectly good bird is what you did. Look at it, you gave it anxiety. That's Van Daniel's fault. That's Hermes' fault. I would say this is definitely unironically a bop.
I would
That's
let
not
it
what the word
play.
stands for.
Have you seen what we've put in unironically a bop?
Yes.
I would
Man.
let this play.
Do y'all even know what a bop is? Apparently not.
Like I would let it play. I would even go as far as say I wouldn't skip this version of Answers.
Okay.
Fair. I would. Okay, you know what? I will take that.
Because this is the only version of Answers that will not put me to sleep.
So we are on the anxiety-ridden bird.
S.
No. Second
No,
phase. is S.
no, you're right. This with Hearts of the Line is S.
Phase 2 is S. Yeah, no, the first one is
Where the fuck is Spoons? The Spoons just not upload anymore after this point?
I think Spoon's got a cease and desist.
Fuck. Easy S tier. Easy.
Yeah.
Easy.
S. Yeah.
This has everything that we have in S tier in it put into one.
Yeah. Because, like, remember what we were saying about, like, if you take out all the expansions, like, it feels like a heroic theme? This feels like a last stand kind of thing. Which
Because
technically
it
is.
literally does have everything we have in S tier. It has in it.
It has all our final expansion boss fights in it.
Mm-hmm. Like, when I started
Also-
hearing the Thornton
I like
portion of
nice
this, I fucking
See-
screamed.
Final Fantasy theme is what fucking set me crying. I was just like, oh!
I feel like 90% of these songs set you off crying.
It's true, though. I will,
Hello, medic.
I will say that
Easy
I think
S.
both of them are both S
Yes.
without. And then you have With Hearts Aligned, like, right there.
Yeah. Because this is the after cutscene one, right?
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
easy. No, you can't.
I love
no.
this opening. Just
Don't have to think about that one too hard.
It's my boy showing up. How dare you?
Sorry. The tier list was important.
That's fair. Now this just seems like, oh, what? Sorry, you were gonna do what now? Stop hitting yourself. Stop hitting yourself.
This does the reverse of how you have what we were talking about in Ultima, right? You have the Ultima fight where it's like, oh, it's enlightening. Heidelin's here. This is the first time she's directly talking to you. She's ripping out the primals out of the Ultima. And then you go into Ultima's theme, where it's like, well.
It's exactly as just Killian said. It's instead of us going, why do I hear boss music? It's Ensinger going, why do I hear boss music?
Like this is the opposite of us being like, we're tough shit. Oh, we're shit. To maybe we have this handled. Oh, we have this handled.
Exactly. My favorite thing is during the fight, you can see how much more desperate she gets as it keeps going. Like you can just see how like she's getting really exhausted and how like she's more flailing than actually doing mechanics.
Yeah.
It's more like a child having a
tantrum. Just a wing sweep, basically.
Yeah, it's more like a child having a tantrum than it is like a big scary boss.
Yeah.
My favorite part is that we are riding a certain man.
I've given you the perfect in-between for your list.
I don't, you just die already. Yeah, that's basically.
Oh, the fucking...
Not gonna lie, this is making me for chicken tenders.
Like that's easy in-game S tier right there.
Especially,
I mean, that is not even including, because this stops at 6.0.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Which the other tier list we have has Rubicante and stuff on like that for them.
You know what it sounds like to me, like especially when it like moves to this part of the OST. It's literally, I imagine it as an anime where the first part is literally just a battle, and this is where the main character finally unlocks their true power.
That's literally what it is.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, I imagine it in anime. It's better.
You're right.
In anime.
Yeah. Ah, there's my boy. Okay, we can change it now. This is definitely S tier.
Oh, absolutely. Like this one was just so fucking good. So we have...
I can't tell you how loud I yelled "yo" when I heard this.
So obviously, like, To the Edge is by itself. Like, there's no going beyond that. But I think we have a pretty... I did not expect as many as we have in, unironically, a bop. Like, I did it for the fact that we couldn't put King Mugelmog anywhere else, but I wasn't expecting more to be put there, realistically.
Right.
But,
I like how for most of the ones we have for Wood Skip, it is literally the change between.
because they don't work by themselves, and they're not intended to work by themselves.
Right.
I think it's pretty solid for the first one.
Yeah. No, that's pretty solid.
I think it's pretty good.
Don't forget to save it.
Why?
Oh, I thought you were gonna put it on Twitter to be like, oh yeah.
I mean, I guess I can put it on Twitter.
Well, whatever. It's fine.
Oh wait, this is the wrong one. Oh god, do I still have it in here?
You fucked it.
I might have fucked it.
Reopen closed tab.
Oh, oh.
It will be in history recently closed as well.
I was about to say, that's
What
the...
is this? Is this music again?
Yes.
It's gotta think about where we put everything. I would jump Bismarck up personally. We were talking about it, but it wouldn't. Bismarck is so different than the majority of the vibe. I might have fucked it.
Oh well, it's whatever. It's fine.
Right now, my computer is just a flashbang at this point. It's fine.
Oh, whatever.
And all of this is going to be raid tiers. It is unfortunate that they are not put together in order.
Do you want to do boss fights first because that will probably be faster, or do you just want to?
Well, I can guarantee you this isn't going to be faster. Well, I mean, it might because we've done a lot of them.
Right.
Like, let's see, we're already done. So, which ones have we already done? This is
That's Saria.
fuck.
Or Shinri, rather, excuse me. We did Leviathan.
Did Leviathan. We haven't done Carby. We did Mog. We did Ruby.
Titania and Shinryu and Rathalos are there.
Wrath, Shen, Tanya. This is
Innocent.
actually really fucking hard. Doombird we didn't do. We did Lakshmi. Since can't tell what that is.
Fuck is that?
Don't know. I don't know what these are.
That. Why does that look like Ruby Weapon 2?
Well, that's
It does look like
oh,
it's
that is
got
Ruby.
teeth.
So this is Ultima. Okay.
But we still did Ultima, so whatever. Emmett.
We did Emmet. Did
That's a
Nail.
really weird picture to put.
Suzaku.
Did Suze.
Heidelin, that one's easy to see because she's the only
What
like
is-
gray-ass white lady.
Oh, that's Abyss. Never mind.
Yeah.
Heidelin.
No, that's
No,
not Heidelin.
that's not Heidelin. Fuck. This is Diamond, right?
Yeah.
No, that's Titan.
No, that's Titan.
Titan.
Heidelin. Like, I hate the fact that they're not named. Ravana.
Sephiroth's right next to Nafaka.
Sephiroth. Bismarck. Shiva.
Ruda.
What the fuck is this? Is this Ultima?
I don't know.
Or is this Thornton? I can't fucking tell.
I think that's Thornton.
Moving it. I started to place it and then my limit brain lost it.
Have we done it yet?
I don't think so.
What are we looking at?
Ruda.
I wasn't looking.
This is we're looking at boss themes and boss fights we already like.
No,
talked
I
about.
mean the one that y'all don't know.
Oh.
Sneer, Ozma, Sad Boy, Ifrit. I don't.
Titan's right under Azima.
I don't know who.
What the fuck
That-
is that?
Already done clown phase.
Right. What?
Cloud of Darkness done.
But we haven't done Cloud of Darkness.
Mm-mm.
What do you mean? Oh wait, which one is that?
This is
Um.
well wait, if we're doing this like right by like the fight. Yeah, you know what? We discussed the fights while we were doing the music, so it's whatever.
It's I don't. What the fuck is this?
Oh, that's I
Is
think
that one of
that's
the
final-
Alexander things?
No, I think that's the final boss from
Oh,
the Rabanastre
It's the
stuff.
X- Is that? Oh no, you're right. That's a Ravenaster thing.
And my dad, Tsukiyomi. Emerald, we already did. Haven't gotten to the... We've done that one. This isn't Nidhogg, this is Vish. This is Vish, fucking Steps of Fate.
It's the Faith, yeah.
The singer.
Bayako.
Where's Bayako? There's Bayako.
Yeah, I'll say second. Sophia next to Hansel and Gretel. On the second to last row.
Sophia.
I think that's it.
Diamond.
Zodiac right next to Skaha at the very end of the second to last row.
Now the problem is because these don't have them listed, I don't know what to specifically type to find this shit.
Odin. Right there next to Ozma is Odin.
Odin.
I can recognize some of the names off the top of my head. Like, I can recognize some of the pictures, but some of them are just, like, too blurry for me to tell.
Is that very first one Agrius?
No, the very first one's Cruise Chaser.
Okay.
But, like, they don't all have independent... Well, I guess they do, because he has forward and back.
Agrius is next to, the 2P amalgamation of grossness. Who's next to Kefka?
Okay, so that's already done. This is, fucking S, we know slaps, A is a bop, B is would listen to, C is would pass, and yeah, C, let's skip. Would listen, bop, wiggles.
Okay, so the first one is Cruise Chaser.
They're so fucking mixed up. I feel like just going through the raid tiers and then finding the matching thing at this point would just be easier.
Okay.
That sounds good.
So it's Alexander.
Or would it be Coil first? No, because I don't see
Coil
in there.
Coil didn't really have anything aside from Answers and Nail, right? Everything else had the same. Because it was Nail had the White Raven, and then Phoenix has the diluted version of Answers, and then Bahamut had Answers. I think.
Oh, I know who's next to Nafaka. Fucking what's his name from 12? He was the one in the same raid as Math Guy.
Sunny.
Sid?
No, not God, what's his name? It's on the top of my head.
Mustato?
No, it's not Mustato. Oh, hold on. I got it.
I'm sure we'll find.
Jasper?
Give me a second. I'll figure this out.
Are you talking the Esper that's got a lady on his arm?
No, shut up. I am looking. Yzmat. There we go.
Yzmat. Okay.
So this never changes. So this is the first dude.
Right.
I guess we do need our mid tier. Oops. Well, I fucked it. Oh god.
Yeah, I guess we could do both at once at this point.
Adorable. B minus. Oh, am I on the wrong one? On the wrong one.
I mean, technically, since we're looking at raids, other than the ultimate ones, we can probably do both at the same time.
B plus. Unironic pop.
Which I don't know how to feel about.
Welcome back. between all the stuff that we have in Alexander, the baseline for Alexander is just baseline.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it exists.
Like it's very low effort.
Yeah, a lot
Drum
of
and
good shit
bass.
came out of Alexander. This is not one of them.
Yeah,
So do we have a photo of? Oh, he's right there. Easy peasy. I would personally skip it because there is better options.
Yes. I agree.
This is one of the loops that it tunes out quick.
Right.
Wait, does he have his own theme? Am I losing it? Oh,
Yeah, it's just Locust.
yeah, but
Sapphire's version of this is also a bop.
I don't. I would say Locust is. I don't even know if I would put it as unironically a bop.
I would.
Right. I have to turn it up again. It's because I was missing things. Sorry. There you go. So here's the thing. Is it ironically or unironically a bop?
I'd say unironically. Only because I spent too fucking long in there. No. I would definitely say it's unironic.
So we're going with slaps.
Yep.
Going with slaps. Chicken tenders at Omega. It is Omega. We're not there
Heard
yet.
that bass drum beat, and she was like, "Nah, man, we're going slaps."
This sounds too much like Sephiroth.
What?
Not
the
a,
beginning
nothing like
does.
Sephiroth.
What?
The beginning does a little to me.
Metal also slaps.
There's not gonna be a lot in the Alexander track that doesn't slap.
That
I'm gonna be
doesn't
real with
slap.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, Alex.
I mean,
like,
I declare Brute Justice's theme an automatic slap just because.
I would say Brute Justice unironically. Do we want to go S? I won't argue if we go S.
S. Unironically an S.
So I need to close this out because it's giving my computer a stroke. Because
Because let me tell you, that song did wipe my party when it started, because we just
So
all
that's
were laughing
not-
our asses off, screaming, and just fucking jamming.
So that's Alexander. That's Flight Man.
I seen him. Where the fuck did I see him at? Hold on.
God, this is just such a hogposh of shit.
I know. It's so bad.
There. Yeah. Yes.
That's Brute Justice.
That's Brute Justice.
Well, just so we don't lose him, I'm gonna move him up.
Yeah.
He can sit up there. Is it? Fuck! I just saw it. Where did it go? I just saw this motherfucker.
Next to Agrius?
Is it this?
No.
What is this? Like, are we sure?
Is that a dungeon boss?
I don't fucking know.
I don't know.
Oh, that's it! You're right, Perry, it is!
Right? Same
Yeah, that's
profile
it.
picture, right?
That's it.
Okay. And who's the fuck's the one next to Agrius?
Right.
Okay, whatever. You know what? We'll figure it out when we get there. Anyway,
I love how this guy has a fucking playlist that makes it just so much easier.
yeah.
This is the most Super Sentai piece of music in the fucking game.
The whole thing is just Super Sentai. They knew what they were doing. Oh.
And that the majority of the lyrics are literally just onomatopoeia.
Yeah.
Oh! It's by our lovely spoon friend, too.
Yay! Now,
I have
love Rouge Chaser,
such
but I
a
am
personal
traumatized.
disdain to this song.
Forward and back
Me
again.
and Perry
This
shake hands.
song's a meme. This song's a meme.
Would that just make it? I was about to say, is it unironically a bop territory?
Yeah. Forward and back and then forward.
Because it falls into the same category of once you've listened to it more than once, you don't turn it off, but you just start mocking it.
Or you dissociate like I did.
Tell what that is.
Oh, that's...
Exponential.
I think that's actually, like, phase 1, Alex.
Okay, because I literally just saw the other Alexander, and now I've done fucking lost it again.
I think one's phase 1, Alex, the other is phase 2. Like, the one with him standing up is phase 2.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because this is...
Yeah.
No, that's Ultimate, isn't it? Is this not Ultimate, Alex?
Is that perfect, Alexander?
I think this is Perfect Alexander.
Huh. Numbers? Okay. Can we please change this before, like, I lose my mind? I like Mobius. Mobius is, like, it fits.
Is this regular?
Oh wait,
or
no,
is
I
this
know,
just-
no, Perry, I know who that one is. The one I was saying was Alexander. That's the fuck from the second part of Alexander where you first go in, I think. Like when you're right outside. I think.
The
I
door?
could be wrong. I think I'm wrong. I can't tell. Because they can make these pictures either too bright, too dark, or like really fucking small.
Yeah, they're not great.
They picked the
Yeah.
worst fucking screenshots.
Like some of them we can tell.
Like, at this point, I would go... Like, do we even need the tier list at this point? And just go by an honor system.
Let's just go by an honor system.
Because this is a bit much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So we technically went through a lot of the primal encounters, the trial encounters.
Mm-hmm.
So now we're going through raid tiers. It's okay. I would let it play.
I agree. I would
Yeah.
let it play.
Like, it has a big enough of a loop to not annoy me if I left it playing for 30 seconds or longer.
Yeah.
Right. Now, Rise, however.
S tier.
Yep.
Yeah, agreed.
S tier.
I loved Fighting Prime. Is probably one of my favorite raid tiers.
I remember being in the hallway when they were testing the equipment for the concert, being in the hallway and listening to it through the door, like the little heathen I am.
I gotta give Koji prop for how fat he fucking sang all this. So My favorite thing is when like it's doing the time stops. Everything just becomes very muted.
The fucking rap in the background, just
Yeah.
Why is this one separate?
Because it has the time stops in it instead of just playing straight through.
That's fair.
So every time Alexander does that mechanic, it just goes into the muffled.
Yeah, the muted version.
Which I personally love this music choice.
I like the fact that even in the concerts that they do the muted version. Hot take, I don't think that the Alexander themes are that great.
It's okay to be wrong.
A lot of it is just memes, but Rise itself, like this one itself, is too fucking good to ignore.
Next would be
T, right? T?
Yeah.
Oh right, because it goes in.
Because it starts with Locust.
Right, and then it goes into the primals. It goes into the primals versions of the songs.
Yeah.
They're all the primal versions.
Yeah, so they're the more cleaned up versions of it.
That are a little more rocky than. Not
The
rocky
fucking
as
metal
in bad
version of
rocky,
Brute
but
Justice, though.
Hey. I mean, I should have just definitely jumped it.
Like, they made a good song more catchy, which is impressive.
Right. Which, if I had to fight Brute Justice and Cruise Chaser at the same time, I'd probably cry.
And I think Rise is just the base version of Rise.
No, they're all primals versions.
Chino!
Like that cat.
And then... Oh, is it really just Mobius is how it ended? I thought it had a separate track.
Honestly, if it's Perfect Alexander, it kind of makes sense.
I mean, that's fair. I guess they didn't really start doing completely different tracks until Omega, as far as, like, transitions like this.
Probably, yeah. Oh, they were under the skirt the entire time. That's. I do like how freaking Voltron this is, though.
Perfect Alexander.
And Cruise Chaser will form the head. Does that count as an upskirt shot?
Yeah.
It's TOS friendly, it's TOS friendly.
It's a robot.
Because the thing is, with Brute Justice being an unironic bop, and then probably the metal version probably just being an S tier.
Mm-hmm.
But aside from that, there's not too terribly much with the Epic of Alexander that changes anything.
Yeah.
Guys, question.
Possible answer.
Local food place or KFC?
What kind of food is the local food place?
It's a deli, so it has like sandwiches and stuff. It also has like cheesesteak platters and just, it has everything but pizza.
I had a cheesesteak before the concert on Wednesday. There's a cheesesteak place like right around the corner from the theater.
There you go. Oh, that's only Delta Skate. There you go, Mega Raid series.
I was about to say, I'm trying to find one that has... Okay, this has all of it. Cool. Omega Squared. It's music.
It's from Final Fantasy V. It's straight up. It's boss music from Final Fantasy V.
Like, it's a nostalgia trip for most, but aside from that, it's just some generic music compared to what we get.
Yeah.
If they put classical music with it, then it would have been more funnier, since Ulti just has...
Classical elements.
Yeah, it would have been funnier.
But like,
I'd pass on this one. I'd skip it.
I would pass it just for the fact that it has no, like... It has no pinnacle to it.
Right.
And there's X-Death. Can I just comment on how high quality these models are that they use?
Yeah, seriously. Not gonna lie, I wasn't very impressed with any of Omega's music.
I wasn't in it in the first tier.
The first tier kind of seemed meh. I just wasn't with it the whole time.
Like, it's very reminiscent of, like, the older school genre, which I understand and I can appreciate.
It's because it's the music right out of the game. It's basically just done with real instruments.
With more modern instruments and higher quality.
It's the OG music remastered.
Like, the where it catches flack for is compared to what the modern day stuff we have.
Yeah.
Right. Compared to the originals, it's not like the original music we get for fights. It can't hold up, basically.
Like, it is what it is. I would personally pass.
I'd pass.
Same, yeah. I haven't even finished playing 5 yet, so like I have a significantly smaller attachment.
Some music is better in synth. Exactly. Like, if I'm listening to this, I'd rather listen to the OG versions.
Yeah.
I haven't.
Like, there's such thing as having music that's too clean that takes away from the tone.
Right. And then the next part is this Savage version of... Which, personally, this just adds a bit more terror to...
yeah, the same thing, just scarier.
It does add to the atmosphere, though, I would say. This one does.
Hello, little spider.
And the guitar.
Yeah.
Amping it up in the way that it does, I would let it play.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, that's a choice.
This part.
But yeah, I would let it play.
Yeah.
Unironically a bop.
Unironically a bop, agreed.
It's also absolutely a bop.
This is definitely. It's a shame that you don't get a special option just to suplex the train as a limit break. just for this one,
yeah.
Especially, it just changes.
Suplex the train.
Like, with it being a reimagining of an already existing music piece, it's unironically just a bop in comparison.
Agreed, 110%. And then we have all the dancing mads.
Yeah.
Which on it, I think I can agree that all the dancing mads just kind of flow into each other.
I mean, that's what they're supposed to do.
Shut up, let me finish. It also just how they sound just adds to the insanity that is Kefka. So I think because of those two things, I would put it at S tier.
Yes.
Even though I really haven't played 6, I would say it's S tier just because I know how fucking fucked up Kefka is.
And see, like, whereas like some tracks sound better in synth, this is one that goes hard both synthesized and with an orchestra playing it.
Forget how many fucking pieces are in this.
I think there's like 5.
It's
like I said,
there's only 4 movements, I think.
Oh. Is one of them a bowel movement? Because damn, I would shit myself for this.
Because when you're fighting Kefka, you fight, because he absorbs the Warring Triad, so you have to fight them again as they're part of his form. So you fight one, then the next, and the next, and then at the top is Kefka.
And then this is where it becomes like where he just. This is
Not yet. Not yet.
Not yet.
Like, I get the connotation of this one, but this one just feels silly to me. And it might be the musical arrangement that it's meant to not quite make sense.
Well, so it's because you say movement 1, movement 2, like this is like an entire, like, it's
kind of the different phases of a boss fight from a different game into one boss in total.
Like this is music being broken into parts like this is something that you see in large symphonic musical pieces as well, anyway, just like traditionally.
And then this is the movement that makes you shit yourself. The original freaking angel. Did you see that? And it's like, how can you not be scared shitless? It's literally the "be not afraid" meme.
Oh no, but he definitely wants you to be afraid.
He's terrifying looking. That is such a clean model, though. Holy shit!
Right?
I don't think I've ever seen a clean model of Kefka's final form. I also just like how chaotic the final movement is.
Yeah, they had to have like pulled the models out of the game and then put them into a program that has better lighting than the fucking game.
I mean, a ton of viewers did that for Final Fantasy XI models. So.
Yeah.
Like, they were super HD. I mean, you can still get on it, a ton of viewers, so. Just need to have the game installed. I'm impressed by this dude being able to go into these fucking fights and just solo them to get these fucking images or videos.
Well, he uploaded it, what, 5 months ago? Yeah, you can solo. You can solo Kefka as a warrior now. Yeah, now. Now you can.
As a warrior.
Yeah.
That's the key word.
So, my whole thing with this is, obviously, it's very meticulously made. And you can't really vote on, oh, well, I like this movement, but this movement kind of sucks. Like,
they all go together.
It's categorized as the same thing. You have to vote all of them together. Personally, would I sit there and listen to all 12 minutes of all 4? No. I personally wouldn't.
I would.
but it doesn't take away from the merit of why it's that long. Like, it falls into the whole thing where it's a narrative piece.
Yeah. Well, yeah, cause like on the Final Fantasy VI soundtrack, Dancing Mad is one track. It's one very long track.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
So Final Fantasy XIV, I mean, it's still within the game. It was still broken up into files so that it could loop while you were in that specific part of the fight. But when Final Fantasy XIV did the same thing, and then they put it on the soundtrack, they broke it into 4 different tracks on the CD.
So you could viably just listen to one track if you want, but if I had to listen to the whole thing straight, like if it was just one big file, I think I'd be doing something else while I was listening to it.
Yeah.
Like drawing or playing something else, or like, I don't know, I just doing, it's a good background song.
It's not something I would go, it's not something I would go out of my way to listen to.
Right, and now we're on Chaos.
I think this says enough that it's unironically pop.
Agreed. I had just finished beating the Pixel Remaster 1 the other day as well, and I wound up maxing out my freaking gil before the end of the game, and I was like, oh.
Dude, he's so crispy looking.
Right?
But I would say if our fucking brain cells combine, that solves it for us. That it's unironically a bop.
Agreed. Considering this is literally just taken from
Keeper of the Lake.
Yeah, I
understand the importance of it. I personally would skip it though, because it's definitely one of those tones that puts me to sleep.
They could have dressed it up a little bit for this fight.
They could have made it a little more spicy.
Yeah, they don't even, this is just completely ripped. They didn't spice it at all. Yeah, it's literally a 1-to-1 rip. Which I would skip it.
I have skipped it.
Escape.
Yeah. Now Escape is it's one of those I can see myself pop in my head too.
We can get down.
I can also see myself doing the freaking Hildebrand dance too, which is kind of funny.
Already to fry.
There you go, Markov. You happy?
It's a bop.
It is a bop.
I don't know
Not
if I
even
would put it as... I don't know if I would put it as S tier, but it's definitely a bop.
Yeah.
I hate the starboard and larboard though. I still hate it. I still can't tell. Then this is for the Omegas. I think it fits, especially because they're the final bosses of the tier.
Yeah.
It's a dramatic piece. I would not skip.
I would not skip.
Like, I wouldn't go out of my way, but if it came on, I wouldn't skip.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Because, like, I mean, it's an arrangement of the Maker's Ruin, and you don't skip the Maker's Ruin.
Yeah.
I would want Omega F to step on me, though. Saying. Oh, they added this is the ultimate one.
This is, yeah.
Yeah, Savage.
Oh, Savage, not ultimate.
Yeah, this is the phase 2 of Savage.
It sounds like something out of Devil May Cry. Like, if you play Devil May Cry 4 when you're fighting, the
Fucking looks like something out of Devil May Cry. Either that or Bayonetta, take your pick.
Well, I mean, they're both in the same universe, so it don't really fucking matter. Actually, no, this seems more Bayonetta, yeah.
A bop.
A pop? But I wouldn't go out of my way to listen to it. But that's just me. So, let's see, that was Stormblood. Next is Shadowbringers, which was Eden, right?
Well, we have the ultimate raid for Omega, right? What is it called?
Oh yeah, we do.
It's oh, I didn't even do Ukop. Oops.
Yeah, you didn't.
Mega.
Because it's not Dragon Song
I think it's literally just Omega. I don't think it. So hold on.
Because T is Alex. Ukop.
Omega Protocol was like
Yeah, Omega Protocol was the name of the
top.
raid.
It was a top. Oh. It's already different.
Yeah, this was the music that played in the in the part where you stood outside and did the quest.
Mm-hmm.
This sounds like C. This sounds like something you'd hear in C, though, Perry.
It does.
If you're like running around outside, it sounds like something you'd hear in C. With your dolphins you can't touch.
Shut up. It's a piece.
It's a piece.
I would personally probably skip because it is more notoriously known as the AFK spot and not the battle spot.
Yeah.
Agreed.
And then Heartless is just a direct rip.
Yeah.
And this is an orchestral version versus the clean version.
I like the orchestral version a bit more, though.
I think lyrical, it does boost it up a good bit.
Yeah, the choir, the real choir really gives it. It's giving.
So I'll put the original one down to would let play, and I'll put this version back to bop.
I also like the heavy religious connotations of the song too. That's just a me, though. Oh, this is the transition for this one.
And this transitions into Escape. Which is just the copied into it, I think.
Pasta.
Yeah.
Copy pasta, yeah.
It's from the heavens, and then there's Torn from the Heavens.
Yeah, they just it's
Torn
the
from-
orchestral version of Torn from the Heavens.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, this is still one of my favorites though, just oh, I think the screen sharing stopped actually moving.
I can hear it, but it's not.
I can
moving.
hear it, but I can't see it.
Oh, it's a still image, unless...
No, we can't see the screen at all. Like I'm
Uh-oh.
having to look at stream for
Yeah, we're still looking at Omega M.
Oop, let me fix it. I know Kibo said something about Discord share being fickle lately. I would let it play.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, 175 fucking messages, Perry. Look at the
I would let it play. No, it's because this is PP bot.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize my mother was up, so I will be right back. I'm gonna go down, give her something, and then see what she wants for lunch, because I'm hungry.
I should probably also figure out lunch.
I will be right back.
What is after Omega? Alrighty. Back to this. Maybe I'll get over my craving of wanting to order out and just suck it up and eat later. Eden 1.
Hell
It's
yeah.
straight out of Final Fantasy VIII.
It is, but it doesn't stop it from being,
Yeah.
I believe it's a bop.
It's a bop.
Also, I didn't realize how pulsating Ultima was. That's something I didn't need to see.
Yeah, I never noticed that either.
Oh, that's gross. Oh, that's so weird. Oh, that bothers me.
It's like a heart.
Yeah.
Neat.
Is it though?
I think it's pretty neat. I will also say bop.
What say you, Daryl?
Bop.
A bop. Slaps.
Slaps. No further explanation needed.
we had the agreement prior that if Leviathan is a bop, Eden version is slaps. Like they
didn't have to go so hard.
It's different while still being familiar, which is what I love. It's not we took one more instrument and added it to the loop. They completely redid the song.
Right. Which is something I really like, which is why I think it's a bop.
Mm-hmm. And that's the same goes for Landslide as well. They completely reconstructed it while still leaving the familiarity of it.
Also, Titan's an ATV, and I mean, like, come on.
Ow.
I feel like they re-recorded them singing it just for this. That's just what I think.
I would say this is easily a S tier.
Yeah.
The go-kart fight is the go-kart fight.
Yes. This man is an ATV, and I love that for him.
But yeah. I would say both the rendition of Titan and rendition of Leviathan are easily S tiers.
Mm-hmm. Sokun couldn't say fuck you, but he's allowed to say hell.
Yeah.
That's fucked up. No, I know we went through all that spiel, but yeah. And then this is
Savage version.
yeah. I wonder, did they ever render his feet for that one? Like, just out of mild curiosity, because the only reason why I ask is because they did it with the first boss of the
You want to know if
tower.
You want to know if the model has feet?
Yes.
It stops at his knees.
Oh, does it?
I see leggy. I see leggy in the bottom.
Like, I don't ask for any kind of weird, like, fucking, oh, I like feet kind of thing. Because, the model they used in the Nier raids, one of them actually, even though you can only see up to, like, his waist, they still have the feet and stuff rendered, and it's really freaking cool.
I mean, I would still put this at slap still.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Like, Landslide brings it up to S tier, but under the weight by itself is it gives it that little spice that it needs.
Oh, agreed.
Easy bop.
It's a bop.
Easy bop.
This feels like another one that you would hear at like a club.
I could easily have this on repeat.
I would see this to be like if you're out jogging too, just because it has that beat that you can go 1, 2, like you can jog to it.
Like I can easily put this one on repeat without being upset. Bop!
This slaps. This slaps. I will.
It is the mixed child of what Ifrit probably deserved. But now he shares the spotlight.
With Ruda, poor thing. But you know what? It works.
Garuda will never not go hard. True.
I'm gonna call this bop actually.
Mm-hmm. But doesn't it go harder when the face changes?
I can't remember.
Yeah, because it goes from... Because that's where a lot of the mix with Ifrits goes into.
Mm-hmm. I would agree about it being a bop.
Bop, yeah.
Absolutely easy bop. Easy bop.
This is easy bop considering this is just literally
It's the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
S tier.
Easy S.
This is S tier, definitely. Could have chose something better to turn Reen into, though. I don't feel comfortable with this.
Like, I just don't understand why... Honestly, like, having the dragon head float the way that it does, they could have just turned it into a pauldron, and it would look a little better. But... eh. Music-wise, though, easy S, easy S.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because honestly, they could have kept her in that outfit, and it would have been better.
I really like that outfit because it more embodies like the whole thing of Minfilia being like Heidelin's envoy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like Elidibus with Zodiarcs. That's it. The Hraesvelgr one just makes me uncomfortable. Also, thematically, it fits a lot with Gaia's final form.
Yes.
I think this is just the Final Fantasy III battle theme.
Is this from Final Fantasy III?
Yeah.
Cloud of Darkness is actually the Final Fantasy III final boss, so.
Because I remember hearing this track in Final Fantasy VII as a regular fight scene too, I think. Or at least it's extremely familiar.
It could be the same motif too, like.
Possible, yeah.
Because I've heard this same kind of beat in 9 as well.
I think it might have been the mansion that you find Vincent in that I've heard it in.
Hang on, Don't Be Afraid is from 8.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. That explains the heavy use of, like, trumpet. I would say it's still kind of a bop.
I mean, it's bass for me.
I wouldn't go out of my way to listen to it, but if it was on, I'd listen to it.
I wouldn't pass. I wouldn't skip it.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, did I skip? I skipped. Hold on. Oh, Don't Be Afraid is for both of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then...
Hello, Dad. Hello, Dad, Cred. Mwah. I can... You know what kind of reminds me of? Well, one, it kind of reminds me of, like, the drums when you get in trouble with your parents and you hear your father coming up the stairs to yell at you.
Ah, yes, I love the tune of this song. It sounds like I'm about to be beaten like in my childhood.
But no, it fits though if you think about it. Because who was Reen scared of?
I mean, I guess I can see where you're coming through.
As much as I love Thancred, I wouldn't call this a bop.
I honestly, there's not a lot of pinnacle in this one. I would probably realistically skip it.
I wouldn't argue with that, no.
Yeah.
I would probably skip.
Although I still love the model. Like,
oh, the design's
no
beautiful.
doubt, I still love the model. It's great.
But music-wise, I think it's very much, now that you pointed out, it gives that childish terror feel.
Yeah, I gotta go to the bathroom again. Fuck.
Like,
Okay.
I was gonna argue that they did Thancred dirty and they could have went with something a little bit more towards his personality, but this is from Reen's perspective.
Yeah, this is just from Reen's mind. So like it's the jail she was in and then
Yeah.
her two father figures combined.
So I guess I can see it.
Oh, ow, son of a bitch. The design scares me, but the music is good.
I love the design of this. Like, to
There's
a
too many-
degree, there's... I argue that there's too much going on. But the leggies.
I don't know.
If the body didn't look like a grapevine, I think I'd be good for it.
I think that's the point. Is it supposed to look like because it's Eden, so you know the Garden of Eden. Something asm something grapes. That's a lot of booby.
Good song. Very narratively addressed. Would not go out of my way to go listen to it.
Agreed.
Like, it definitely holds a time and place merit to it. I would not actively go listen to this.
Back.
And if it came on Spotify, I'd probably skip it, TBH.
Agreed.
Oh, Promises to Keep?
Yeah. That's very...
Why is
It's very narrative heavy and right place at the right time. It's not musically inclined that I would go out of my way to listen to it, and if it came up on Spotify, I would pass. Not cute enough for grapes.
this is post patch grapes.
and then Gaia's theme. Which I think, if I remember correctly, this one picks up?
Yeah,
it
it's
does.
the extreme from Final Fantasy VIII.
Which makes
It-
sense considering like
yeah,
a lot of
it's-
people were thinking like she was based off of Ultimisia, so
Yeah, it picked because it starts out slow like this because it's the transition where you get the alternate of her regaining her memory and going. She's like, I am Gaia, and then she turns into the Oracle of Darkness.
which gotta love her fucking outfit. That's why I was like, it's a good counterpart to Reen's.
Mm-hmm.
I would call this. I would.
There it is.
I'd call this a pop.
This is probably easily one of those part 2 songs where it has the introductory period and then it's renamed into something else once it picks up.
Mm-hmm.
Part 1 I
I
wouldn't
think
care
so.
for. Is it not parted?
I have to look.
I don't think it is.
Let me see.
Like, if it's not
What is
parted,
this? This is Death Unto Dawn. Let me look at the track listing. Oh, fuck. It's all fucking tiny as hell because there's 80 million tracks on here.
Yeah.
Where is it?
I'll just say that I wouldn't pass. I wouldn't skip it, I guess.
But I wouldn't pass, but I wouldn't go out of my way.
Yeah.
It's another one of those thematic ones.
Huh. The extreme. Oh, yeah, okay. The majority of these are written in Japanese, so I can't fucking read the titles.
Surprise.
Yeah, I wouldn't skip it, but I wouldn't go out of my way to go find it either.
Right. The next, well, what is? I don't think we have the Shadowbringers one yet.
The next one would be...
Oh
It
no,
would be Dragon Song War and then...
Reprise. Yeah.
And then Pandemonium, right? That's the last 2?
Yeah.
There we go. God. Hello, Pope Man. Hello, Grandpa. You ready to get your ass kicked?
So this is... It's the Heavensward theme, but it was introduced when you fight Cherubert first. Or...
Yeah.
No, when you fight... When you fight in the vault, not even Cherubert. I think all the bosses have this theme. God, they're so crispy!
That is very crispy. I like the inclusion of Dragon Song into it.
Right.
God, that is crispy. What the fuck? They had to use something like Altana Viewer for this shit.
For Heavensward,
would-
I'd say would not skip.
I wouldn't skip it, no.
Would not skip. Bop.
Definitely would not skip.
No, fuck you. Bop.
No skip. No
It's
skip.
Bob.
Bop.
I said Bob. I agree.
Yeah.
You said no skip.
No.
Bop is higher than no skip.
Oh, whatever,
Alright.
you know what?
Ozzy,
Mm.
Titan, Eden Titan second form does in fact have feet.
Yay!
He's got toes.
He's got toes!
Alright, so
Thank you, Daryl. That was
this
gonna bother
is
me.
this is an immediate rip of Heroes, so we already know Heroes, but it's Bop. Freefall is Nidhogg, which I think we also put
yeah.
at. I think we put this at not skip.
Yeah.
Like would
Yeah.
listen to, and then after Freefall is the one that we put at Bop.
And you even sent me a render. Thank you.
Tension is phase change, I think.
Yeah, but it's also just the sad music from Heaven's Word when anything sad happens.
Yeah.
I would pass.
Eh. If I was
Like,
listening to it on its own and I needed a mood, I would listen to it, but otherwise I'd pass.
I wouldn't on my daily life on Spotify let this play.
Right.
This is the vault.
This is the vault non-battle
literally just-
hallway music.
It's literally just the vault.
It's the hallway music.
I know it's the hallway music. I'm trying to figure out if I'd pass her or not.
I wouldn't pass simply because it's not a genre of music that I listen to often.
I wouldn't go out of my way for it though.
I wouldn't go out of my way, but I wouldn't skip.
Right. And then this is the beginning of
Heaven's Word.
Correct.
before it goes into Dragon Song.
Would not skip.
I would not skip.
Would not skip.
No.
Yeah, would not skip.
Yeah, I wouldn't skip it. No. Wouldn't. Oh, that makes me sad seeing them like that.
I mean,
Seeing both
that's what they are in the fight.
I know.
This is the bad end. This is where Thornton achieved what he wanted.
Still makes me sad though.
If our boy didn't get stabbed, it meant this was gonna happen.
Which is the saddest thing when you think about it.
I have to be, like I said with Answers, I have to be in a mood. I wouldn't go out of my way to listen to Answers or Dragon Song.
Right. Which makes sense. It's very valid.
So I don't know if I would probably, unless in the mood, would openly skip.
Yeah.
No offense.
Dragon Song's too sad to listen to casually, unfortunately.
It's not my preferred tone to listen to on a whim.
Fair.
Like, I know there's other people who can listen to, like, lullabies and stuff like that on a
You should
whim.
listen to Dragon Song on repeat.
Yeah.
I listen to lo-fis when I'm drawing just because
Like,
they're
Daryl, who I know whose genre includes him, I can know that people like that can listen to this on a whim if it pops up on Spotify easy. Me, personally, it's not my take. But that
That's my
doesn't make
favorite
it
thing is, like-
that doesn't make it any less like it's arguably it's an S tier song. It's a beautifully written song. It is S tier. Me personally, I would skip.
It's S tier in a narrative kind of sense because
Yeah.
it is telling the
Battle
story
music.
of
Yeah.
It's battle music, maybe.
okay, one that's a badass looking Thornton.
Oh, have you never seen the
No,
Reprise
I
model?
haven't watched.
This is what
No.
happens when he eats the dragons.
Brute Justice Thornton.
Pinky. I like how they write how they write it in Dragon though, or they sing it in Dragon. Nidhogg isn't really eternal if you know he got eaten.
Right?
But I would I don't oh god, what is that fucking mechanic? The fuck is that mechanic? Hello?
as much as I want to say bop, I prefer the non-reprised version for this fight that's at the end of the regular dungeons.
I
Yeah.
agree.
So I would not skip this, I would let it play. But I prefer the other version.
I wouldn't go out of my way for it either.
And then next is Pandemonium.
Yay, we're almost done, guys.
I can tell you right now. Fucking
Exfentlionis and Scream are S tier.
Scream is S tier. I don't know about
Bass music.
this is the AFK area music.
If it popped up on Spotify, I would let it play. It's a
Yeah.
good tone, a good vibe.
Agreed.
I hate this fucking song.
I'm not a fan of it.
No?
No.
I spent too long trying to put on the first 3 circles.
Like, I like the fight. The fight in Savage was fun.
I, as someone who didn't trap myself in there for weeks on end, I wouldn't skip it. I would let it play. But I would not go out of my way to go play it.
I'm traumatized. Especially
Yeah.
after fucking Dark Phoenix.
Oh yeah, we don't talk about Dark Phoenix, you know?
Because Phoenix shares the same battle music, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't go out of my way to find it. I would let it play. It's a decent enough song. Unironically,
I like Exfentlionis.
unironically a bop, even though it makes no fucking sense. This was
It is
such a 180 going into it, and this being the fucking music for it.
It's very Castlevania-y. Although it kind of makes sense in what Pandemonium was supposed to be.
That fight was so out of place. Yeah, like this whole thing, his existence, the music that goes with it, just is such a clusterfuck. And the song is
Just
also
trying to-
extremely horny.
You was trying to impress Lahabrea Senpai. Lahabrea Senpai did not notice him, therefore. That's why he was mad. Lahabrea Senpai didn't notice him. I'm sorry, did I tell you that yet?
Like, it's such... This fight in particular, everything with this fight, everyone went into this expecting something and then got this, and the entire fandom was, what is this? While still bobbing out to it, because what else are you supposed to do? So I would say unironically a bop.
I would agree. Although if you look at the lyrics and look at Scream, they kind of both match. Kind of.
But the whole predicament is, why the fuck is there a vampire in Pandemonium? Like, why is there a vampire working for La Habrea? Like, they don't say anything about this.
Like, hegemony gets turned into a snake, gets fused with snakes. Oh my god, I'm
The lady who got turned into a tree.
Yeah, the lady who got turned
Right.
into a tree. And then there's vampire motherfucker.
But if you also think about it, they were technically considered failed experiments. If you want to think about it, he's probably like considered like a perfect experiment.
Is he?
No, I would still say he's a failed experiment.
He was still too horny for the boss anyway.
But it's just
like Hegemony was able to be reverted. The tree lady was not.
that's because the tree lady was too far gone.
Exactly.
bop.
This is Silent Scream and Scream are just bops.
Silent Scream, no vocals is a bop. Scream with vocals is S tier.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Both of them still remind me of early 2000s Evanescence though, and you know what? I'm okay with this.
Like easy bop, easy S tier.
Bro, why did you put your coat in like metallic fucking gold? It's so ugly.
Like everybody had this shit on repeat when it came out.
Yeah.
I still have it on repeat. Sapphire did a cover of it recently. Oh, I'll be right back.
Okay. Post Medion, I just lost maybe lost interest. Eh? Help me, who the hell materialized out of thin air after Eden Descent? Who materialized out of thin air?
Gaia?
I was gonna say, she didn't materialize, you fought her.
Yeah.
She's literally the controller of that black armor that you fight. Pretty sure. Come on, you can do it.
Yeah, it's Gaia.
I'm glad you were able to find it. Apparently,
Voidwalker.
fucking.
Yeah, Voidwalker is Gaia.
Oh, great. Why do I use this browser? This browser is such hot ass. Then there's this that follows up with the what the fuckness from P4.
Yeah.
So at least they're consistent every fourth time. Because they had to have something combat the fact that they had that wacky ass song with the wacky ass vampire.
Like, this song is good, but I also got really fucking tired of hearing it. Which says a lot, given that it's just one encounter that has it.
Like... I guess I would let it play.
Yeah.
I would let it play. It's not one of the ones I'd go out of my way for, but I would let it vibe.
I like how the entire party misread that. Except for the tank.
And then there's the upgraded version of it. Which I think is just, what, the lyrical version?
Yeah, it's got vocals. I was actually just sitting here trying to remember what the fucking thing sounds like. It's more subdued and synthesized.
I'll be real with you. When I found out that this was the Savage transition, and this was the music that went with it, I was disappointed.
Yeah.
It definitely isn't their best work.
Right. Yeah. They've done so many super cool transitions, and then like it was just this.
And that's the weird thing with not Eden, but with Pandemonium, is it's such a wild card on which ones slap and which ones don't. Cause it's not like, oh well, this one's okay. Like either they're okay or they're not okay.
Yeah.
Rather it be unironically or not. Like P4 and P8 music is.
I mean,
eh.
I honestly think Final Fantasy XIV is suffering for the production of Final Fantasy XVI.
Just a little bit.